Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending where you are. This is SKTV coming to you live from Phoenix, Arizona. My name is Sekou Kene, as always. Today, we are going to be discussing the Liberian election 2023. That's why we have our caption here as what do you think about the runoff? We have the runoff in quotation simply because we believe the entire election process was fraudulent, and we still believe the Liberian people will revolt, will protest to say they don't agree with the process. However, if they do agree with the process, and if everything remains constant, it means that there will be a runoff. There will be a second round. So, what do you think about the runoff? Up to now, there are people stay in a campaign mode, even against those who supposedly are not part of the runoff. Some people are reaching out. Some people are still campaigning and attacking people that are not in the runoff. Is that a good strategy or is that a bad strategy? Who is actually working to earn your support in this runoff? So I want to encourage each and every one of you to share the show, and we will be right back. We're going to play some music here, and then we will take it from there. But yes, indeed, it's going to be a very, very, um, you know, beautiful conversation. So yes, share the show. I just said I was going to, yeah, let's do this right here. Let's do this.
Ay malo dunyato no te bana. Ay malo dunyato no ganyi. Dewo muso maye dinya. Nika dinya keteleka wala ide be tofo. Furu kala lugo mo de dinya. Nika dinya keteleka ide be baraka. Mashami be akeli de niye. Jela bilo manu ko be akeli de niye. Inya no ide mulo. Lo oni formo so inya no ide mulo. O be akeli de niye. Ada ta mo de inya no ide mulo. Ajasana mino. Kamara bana ma. Ni muso ganya charaziro wode dechira. Sada lele titara sada manturge. Mofa tuja viva dene masami yemi. Duper muso nuje mandene aja sada do. Masami jamila kawe masami yemi. Allahumma ya Rabbi. Madina lebale, Aisha Jabileba. Fatimu Warabagi Lema Arasani Neba. Momeni Warabanga Wema Mashami Maturge. Azizi Jabi Warabawe Mashami Maturge. Mashami Barakatoloye, Jabi Barakani. Joli Jabi Badeni, Wumabade Badi. You better like hey, you better come to me and nip up on my door. My baby, yeah, my baby, you never hear me. Fancy guy, yeah, did it away. Yeah, move up my sira. What do I get a poco, you never hear me. So you what about them with a man? Tina Deva. After that, we are there, money, yeah, move up. No more getting here a day. Liberia, I was away, Yagi Modi. Mama Jabate will get away. Miss Aduka Yabaraka away, Manya anybody. Like it is a baggy hour. Can I take a guy out on the way? I was say.
So, yes, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for following SKTV once again. If you haven't shared the show, please go ahead and do so because today the conversation is going to be very, very interesting. And all of those people who have already shared the show want to say thank you. And those of you who are yet to do it, please go ahead and do so. Let me take this time to recognize a few of you that have just joined us. Best Will say after eating commission money, you have nothing to say. Wow. Well, I'm not sure why you are here if we have nothing to say. How you come to listen to nothing? That says more about you. Like I said the last time, some of you are staying in a combative mood because the reason why you're in combative mood, you're not happy with us. If you know we were that important to you and you needed our support, you never reach out. So you're just angry because of what we did, what we're supposed to do for Liberia and for the Liberian people. If you're angry about that, I'm sorry, but we cannot help you. So yes, you have the right to be here. You have the right to not be here. But saying that after eating communist money, you have nothing to say. We have not even started talking. You say we have nothing to say. What do you expect of us? Sometimes when some of these people talk, especially when they are female, it can be hard for me to respond to them. When they are male, my friends, I know exactly how to answer them. But some of you are blessed because I personally have, utmost respect for women. So even the ones that behave funny, I sometimes give them pass. Some of them I don't, but especially when it's your first time, I just give you a pass. We have nothing to talk about, but you stay here. What does that say about you? It means that you have nothing to do, with your life. So if your life was important, you're not supposed to be here, listening to nothing. But again, it is what it is. So let me say this. Hold on, let me see what this guy saying. Oh, yeah, that's not going to help you, my friend McDonald Nyakwe. Accusing me of taking money from CDC to support them. Well, CDC give me 5,000, or they give me 10,000, or they give me 20,000, or 100,000. We we have not even started campaigning for anybody yet. I've been receiving calls from Unity Party from CDC, but no, that allegation you are taking somewhere. That's not going to. You see, that's the problem with you Unity Party people. Some of you are not smart at all. Instead of being nice, being respectful, being persuasive, to talk to people, you think bullying, lying, deception can help you. No, you don't do that. All you do, you persuade people, you talk to people. That is the smartest way to do it. But to come here to lie, creating stories, that's why nobody take you guys seriously. And don't make me to talk. To be honest, I said yesterday that I wouldn't personally say anything negative about Joseph Boakai as a person. Likewise, I will not say anything directly negative about George Weah, because those are the two people that are supposedly going to be in the second round. And me saying anything against the other right now will sound like maybe I'm supporting one person against the other. No, I don't really care about two of them right now. If I decide, you will know. But to come here to lie, I heard you get 15. Why don't you go tell your Unity Party people to give you that money you are asking for, instead of you asking me for money? I'm not running for anything, my brother. But again, I want to say thank you to all of you for following SKTV. Today, what we are going to be doing here, we are going to be talking about the runoff, the second round. I've seen a lot of people making Facebook posts about what to expect. I've also seen a lot of posts from other political parties that are not going to make it to the second round. And I've seen, a lot of comments from members and non-members, from some affiliates and supporters of some of the platforms, or some of the parties, somehow making themselves available for negotiation. We have also heard that there are a lot of people, that have been reaching out, to other parties. But first of all, I want to start this conversation about how this whole second round thing is all about. First, I'm going to start. If you are a party in the second round, the first thing you will do, you try to mend fences, because during the course of the campaign, a lot of people step on each other's toes. A lot of people attack and insulted each other. Some people never insulted, but they said things that were so much derogatory that they are even afraid whether or not they can take it back. There are people that have no way of taking back some of the things that they did. But from an institutional standpoint, people will begin to reach out to other people, especially other political parties that are not going to be in the second round, reaching out to stakeholders, individuals who are influencers, people who can actually move needles, people who can actually bring other people on board, people who get followers, people who get people that listen to them, people who get fans that listen to them. Other people will do that. Other people who are not politically savvy, that don't know politics, they will think that they stay in the campaign mood of the first round. First round, you had a lot of opponents. But second round, you have only one opponent. Only one opponent you have. So you mend fences with other people that you must cross line with. You try to build by the bridges that you burn during the course of the campaign. But I'm saying, for the most part, some of our friends from some of the party that are supposedly in the second round, they are still in the campaign mood. If they are not attacking you for what happened during the campaign, they will be trying to bully you to submission, or they will try to act like, try to tease you, or try to, in Liberia we say try to vote you to make you feel bad about what you did during the campaign and the rest of it. Let me say this to some of you. Personally, also as an institution, we on SKTV, I regret nothing that I did during the course of the campaign. We regret absolutely nothing that we did during the course of the campaign. Everything we did, we stand by it 110%. And if we are to do it again, we will do the same thing, even more. I hope that will help some of you who think you can bully some of us. If we are to do it again, we will do even more. I just want you to know that. SKTV, Sekou Kenen, Steve Bully, and everybody that are associated, every single person that is associated with SKTV will regret nothing we have done when it comes to the campaign, when it comes to what we did, when it comes to information we provided about anybody. We stand by it today, we stand by it tomorrow, and we believe it. I want you to get that straight. Secondly, those people who are actually campaigning and not knowing where to campaign or who to campaign to, will end up having the same constituency that they have. They may not have any additional constituencies. But again, the good thing is, those people with the CDC, I'm going to start with the CDC, that said they have enough people already that could give them first round victory. If you still think you have enough people to give you first round victory, you don't need to reach out to anybody. You should continue doing what you're doing and see if CDC alone can give you a victory. Again, okay. So again, if you are a CDC and you think you already have enough people to give you 50% of the entire vote in Liberia, or 50 plus 1, you don't need to campaign, you don't need to reach out. All you need to do, galvanize your base, make sure you get out the vote, and win the election. Again, if you are a CDC and you think you already have enough vote, like you said during the first round, they don't need anybody. You insulted everybody, or all the people that you wanted to insult. Nobody else matters. You don't need to reach out to anybody. Similarly, if you are a unity party that insulted everybody and said that the Liberian people are the people that only support Joseph Boakai, and they said their minds were made up. If you think the Unity Party has enough people to put you over the top, to give you 51% or 50 plus 1%, you don't need to reach out to anybody. Continue to attack, continue to insult, continue to do what you want to do. Again, if you are still holding on the rhetorics, the attack and counter-attack, the campaign messages that were not favorable to the UP party, and you stay holding that against people, and you think you can't reach out to them, you think you're going to continue to bully them, you're going to continue to attack them, continue to do that. If that will help you, so be it. That's why I've always said there are many of you that are not politically savvy. You're not politically mature. You don't understand politics. And some of you think politics is about sport. And some of the little minds that will come and still live in the past are going to cause problem for their respective political parties. If you don't know politics, if you are just a follower, all you need to do, stop attacking people. Just be quiet. Just follow the people you follow. Let them do the work. If you are a CDC and you think, okay, Sekou said X, Y, and Z about the CDC, about George Weah, because of that, I can't reach out to Sekou, that's your business. If you're a Unity Party person, you think, oh, Sekou say all the X, Y, and Z about Joseph Boakai, so you think that because of those things that were said in the past about Joseph Boakai, during the first round, you want to hold that against me and say you can't reach out to Sekou, that's your business. I'm just setting myself out as an example because I don't want to, call other people in. If you think, let's say, Gonglo party people say something about your party, and because of that, you go in the second round, you care less about people in the Gonglo's party, that's their business. Well, so I can see a lot of people have talked about arrogant. A lot of people have talked about the arrogance on the part of some of the people that are supposedly going to the second round. But again, this is an election. Nobody can expect 100% of your prediction. But what I know, some of you who are saying, those people who are saying that they're going to win the election, but stay not sure of themselves, they don't know about politics. They say a lot of things. Sedition said the election was over. It was going to be one round. Unity Party people said the election was over. It was going to be one round. First round victory. They did not get first round victory because it's not possible. They knew it was not possible. And the number that were apportioned to each one of the parties, especially the Unity Party and the CDC, the number that were given to them is not the number that they actually had. They were giving false number. They were giving fake number to enable the CDC and the Unity Party to go for the second round. So those of you who say, oh, you did not do a good job for Cummings, you didn't do a good job for CPP. If you are Cummings supporters, and you did what you're supposed to do not mind these people, these bullies, don't mind them. They know that the number they have now, they don't deserve that. So there's no way you will know whether or not you did a good job for communist or for the CPP when your vote was not counted correctly, when the results are not reflective of the vote. So there's no way for you to even regret anything. Let's say if the vote was free, fair, and transparent, and you didn't get what you expected to have gotten, then you feel discouraged. If the people was going to, let's say, for example, you people went and voted, and then you perform decimally, you perform very poorly based on the actual vote count, then you will regret. But if you did what you're supposed to do, and then the people refuse to count your vote, they instead did what they're supposed to do, you don't have to actually worry about those people. Another thing I wanted to talk about here is that there are a lot of misconceptions about a lot of people who don't know about how this first round things works. The way it works, a lot of people don't know it. Most of them believe, say for example, if you are ACO, and then one of the parties in the second round decide to come to ask for the support of ACO, some of them believe that the vote for ACO will automatically be transferred to that party. That is not the way it works. If you are ACO and you accumulated a steady number of votes in the first round, that vote can only show, if at all, like I said, if at all the process was free, fair, and transparent, that vote only communicates your level of support, your strength in the country. But it doesn't mean because you ACO, then when ACO leadership say, okay, we're taking our vote to George Weah, we're taking our vote to Joseph Boakai, that means automatically that vote will be transferred into the vote for George Weah or for Joseph Boakai. That's not how it works. It doesn't work like that. That number can only show that you have certain number of people supporting you. You understand? So it means even if your party decide to go with one party against the other, it will depend on the leverage of that leadership that they have over the constituencies they have. Let's say if you are from ACO, or let's say you're from PUP or CPP, not because the leadership of CPP decide to support Paul or Peter, it means that everybody, everybody from CPP was automatically support. No, that's not how it works. If CDC is able to win any party over to support them, that party has to get to work to convince her membership, her followers, her fans to go and vote for the CDC. If Unity Party is able to convince any party, any political leaders, or any political institution to support them in the second round, it's not going to be automatic transfer of your vote. So I see people beating their chest, saying, and you want our vote, can't do this. You want our vote. There will be some of the parties that will decide to support one party against the other, and they will have nothing. Sometimes, let's say, for example, if you decide to support a party based on promises of government position, ministerial position, or deputy or assistant ministerial position, director position, managerial position, all those positions that they're going to be promised, for the most part, that will only benefit people at the highest level. So if the people down there, the grassroots portion of the party, if they see nothing in it for themselves, if they see nothing in it for their party, if they see nothing in it that actually will be, that the entire party can benefit from, not all of them will follow that particular party. Some will follow, but not all of them will follow that particular party. So what's going to happen? That party will split. There will be a few people who will follow their leaders. There will be other people that will not follow their leaders. So I want you to get this straight. Thinking that when you get, ALP, it means that you get an entire ALP membership, or whatever vote ALP might have accumulated during this election will be automatically transferred to your party. That's not how it works. So even if you have a chance of getting, let's say, for example, ACO or CPP, you have to work to earn the support of the membership of the CPP. Even if you get the leaders, some people will follow their leaders regardless. But majority of the people who can think for themselves, who understand politics, who can make decisions for themselves, they will not just follow. Some of them will wait. They will wait to see whether or not you actually deserve their vote or their support. So it's not automatic transfer. Somebody said I should stop talking about the whole cheating. I can't stop talking about it. When I believe in something, I believe in it. I know very well that the numbers are not making sense. I know very well there was a cheating, and the people that cheated, they know there was the cheating. If Liberian people decide to move on, I have nothing else to say. But I know very well there was a cheating. Especially on the presidential ballot. They cheated. They moved numbers. They moved number in a manner that was so apparent that you can tell. Even a blind man can know that this was a clear cheating. Daylight cheating. In fact, people within the United Party that is supposedly in the second round right now, they themselves have admitted that there was a cheating. But they don't know how they got that number they got. They don't know. But the fact that they are in the second round, that's what they care about. Why is it that they are now complaining too much about some of the area that they lost? Let me tell you something. If this election was free and fair and transparent, the number the United Party was governed in Grand Bassa County would have been totally different. It would have been totally different. If this election was free and fair and transparent, CDC, the number the CDC is getting or was governed in Monserrado would have been totally different. They didn't get that number. They don't deserve that number. That number was given to them because of cheating. That is a fact. The number that both parties, CDC and Unity Party, got in Bon County, that's not their numbers. That is far away. Those are far away from their number. They did way, way, way less than the number they gave them in those counties. They don't want us to tell the truth. These numbers were inflicted. The number of Joseph Boakai and Jowiaga in Nimba County, those are not their numbers. They will have gotten way lower than that they got. The number given to Tiawan Gonglo and Komis in Nimba were not their numbers. They were cheated. They eliminated everybody to inflate the number to make it look like this is about CDC and the Unity Party. Somebody said, don't talk about it. Yeah, but by the way, let me say this to you guys. All the beheaded chickens, when you come here to insult, to disrespect, we're going to block you silently without even saying anything. You know, most of the people that I've seen here attacking or insulting, I can't say for sure they are Unity Party people, but most of them got Unity Party logo, Unity Party stuff picture on their profile. It could be some people from other party that will come and do it just to put us against Unity Party people. It could be some Unity Party people that I know. Well, either way, if you come here, if you don't come here to listen, if you think we stay campaigning against CPP or other party that didn't make it to the second round, if you think we stay campaigning about them, if you come here and talk nonsense to us, I'm going to silently block you. Plain and simple. You don't belong here. We don't need distraction. We need human beings in here. All those chicken brain and peanut brain people, you don't belong here. If you stay talking about ANC and CPP and this and that, you're already in your so-called second round and you don't worry about that, then you don't belong here. That means you are complete definition of stupidity. When we say you are stupid, you are now coming to actually justify it. I would have thought at this point, whether you are CDC or Unity Party, whatever happened in the past, you will be working very hard to get the support of people that didn't support you. But because you are so dumb and stupid, because you have chicken brain, you don't think about that. You are the sole losers. Because I believe the election process was fraudulent. And the reason why we are still here, sitting here, talking about Liberia and the Liberia election is because we love our country. So I'm just announcing to you right now, if you are that stupid person, you don't belong here. Go to where you belong. If you're a stupid person belonging to Spoon Network, go to Spoon Network. If you're a stupid person belong, to Freedom FM, go there. Those are the network for your two parties. Spoon Network belongs to the Unity Party. Freedom for CDC. Some of these people, it's hard to believe that somebody would think that they are winning instead of being confrontational. You think you are winning instead of being the one creating problem, attacking people when you're supposed to be asking for people for their support, when you're supposed to be actually persuading people, but you are there attacking people. That's why when you call some of you call when you all call yourself, proud son of a swan, I still can't get over it. Okay. This person think when I block them on SKTV, then they can still use SKTV Live to come on or to go on YouTube. I got information for you. I'll control all of them. SKTV, SKTV Live, Instagram, YouTube, we control it. So if you come here and act funny, we will remove you, will block you. They don't worry about viewers. You say you're not got viewer, yeah, you're talking about. You think the way you're stupid, how we stupid? Go, let me say this to some of you guys. I think Brazilian monkeys here. My brother, welcome.
What's up to the listening audience? I always.
Yes, sir.
We're here.
So, the thing here, my brother, it's funny that people that say they are proud that they are in the second round of the election, but yes, they are here to attack people for whatever happened during the first round. I mean, I mean, how are you going to win people to support you in the second round if you behave like that?
Well, I told you, Seku, I told you what's happening. The people, they are only going to the second round because they are making a reflection on things that happened in 2011. They know how the outcome is going to be like. Georgia is not going to rig an election for Unity Party to win, but they must still go. So, they're playing this double-faced game. I'm hearing people making some concessions trying to reach out to Mr. Cummings. I was like, but if Mr. Cummings doesn't have a number, why are you reaching out to him? Because the numbers we are looking at right now, they are not real numbers. But unfortunately, you have to go into round number 2 because you don't have the balls or the spine enough to say this thing is outright rape. And you think you can make it. Like I said, the people, they are so obsessed with power. Unity Party is a former ruling party. They are not only an opposition. They were there for 12 years. So to live with the fact that they are no longer in the position of power is something that they can grapple with. So they're doing almost everything. They're almost like a contortion. They're bending over, but they know what the outcome is going to be like. So I don't get it. Whether you reach out to Cummings or not, if Cummings doesn't have the numbers, then why you want to go and negotiate with him? Why you want his help in second round? No, hey, help at this place, at this stage means nothing. You're not going to benefit from it. So it's a waste of time. But like I said, they know exactly what they are doing, and there can only be one possible outcome, and that's a Georgia win. That's just it. Nothing going to happen. There is no way in the world Unity Party is going to beat Georgia in a hypothetical matchup when Georgia is the one that is literally supervising this election. It will not happen. I can bet anyone, if you got money, we can put it on the line and see what happens on the 7th.
So, Monk, the people who are actually supposedly in the second round, they're supposed to be reaching out to people, supposed to be making friends or men friends, and at the same time, but now they are not doing that, but they are attacking people, insulting people. Do they think they can bully people to supporting them, or I mean, what is the end goal? I mean, what is the goal here?
There's no end goal. They are just playing an optical game. They understood the way how they play other political party. Like Unity Party know that Mr. Cummings in his right conscience, even if he want to pretend like he would do, I don't think he would do it wholeheartedly. What Unity Party did to CPP, they can never forget it. They know that. But they want to create this illusion that at least we make an attempt to reach out to him. But they know what the outcome are going to be like. And like I said, why would Mr. Cummings choose to support someone in the second round when he cannot even make sense of the number in the first round? You know, when like I said, I like repeating myself because our people they understand things when you can say it repeatedly. The case I made the last time was it's a repeat of 2017. Whether you look at it either way, it's just a repeat of 2017. That one party know that numbers wasn't real, but they have to participate anyway, knowing the outcome. And it's the same thing you see here. Why would you want to reach out to Mr. Cummings knowing what you did? The CPP was the only political entity that had a chance of beating WIA in one round. No argument. And we all know today with all the revelation that you were the reason the CPP disintegrated. So why would you want to reach out to Mr. Cummings to do what? Like I said, it's all optical gain. They know. That's why they still bullying people because they're not doing it in good faith. They know what they did. They're not doing it in good faith. But Liberian people like to buy optics. That's why every time you discuss anything logical, you won't see them here. But I bet you if you say breaking news and you got something to drop, it will be 4,000 people here. That's just why it is. So they want to create that picture that, you know what, this same guy, he's an elitist, he's selfish, we reaching out to him and he doesn't want to support the woman, but they know the reality. They just want to create that picture that
but you know what I heard?
Yeah.
I heard that both parties are reaching out, and I'm told that the Unity Party people are showing more arrogance. Like, you know, like you said, somebody who is doing something just for the sake of doing it, but they don't really mean it.
They don't mean it, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
But whatever the case is, I personally will not hold Joseph Boakai responsible for the behavior of some of his followers. Some of them, they're just naturally stupid. Because they are not helping the woman. If you notice this, throughout the campaign, everybody were attacking each other. I know the CDC masterminded the plan to cheat, to get themselves to where they are. And because they know that the weakest link, to beat will be Unity Party, and they brought Unity Party with them to the second round. But if you notice something, the last 3 months, maybe I would say 2 months to the election, CDC were very, very, measured as to what to say about the CPP or Cummings. Mm-hmm. They were less confrontational. They were somehow in agreement with Mr. Cummings in a lot of things, even though they were doing their, fraudulent thing behind the scene, but in public, they were very measured and calculative as to what to say and about Mr. Cummings and the CPP. That was simply because they expected they could either win, give themselves a win in the first round, or there will be a second round. And the calculation was to make sure that they make Cummings look irrelevant from the start.
Yes.
And then get him on their side in the second round. That's why they try to play it safe.
Yes.
Towards the end of the campaign. Did you realize that?
Well, it's the same thing we're saying, except in reverse. From the onset of this campaign, you're looking at a party that understands that there is no possible way they could win in the first round, saying that they are going to win in the first round. It was a tactical move to make Cummings irrelevant. Like I said, if there was a reason for these elections to go into a second round, only Cummings had that ability to push the election into a second round. Yeah. So both parties created a scenario that there is no other third candidate in this election. It's just Unity Party or CDC. Now, let's assume that it succeeded. They got what they got. But then why would you want to reach out to Cummings after making him irrelevant? You don't need an irrelevant guy in the second round. The reason they are making this fake move so that if Cummings decide to run the game in 2029, they can use it against him to destroy him. Like I said, Cummings' success is antithetical to Liberia progress. So every time there is a competition, they must eliminate him first because he's like an affront to the system. They don't want him there. It might look like a two-headed monster. Unity Party and CDC are no different. They are the same players that swing between these two parties. Or guys like Cummings who come with different ideas must always be destroyed. Now, if you make the guy irrelevant to say, okay, he's a nobody look his way, he doesn't have support or he doesn't have the numbers. The question is, why would you want to reach out to him in the second round after declaring irrelevant? No, because they always want to tempt him as this elitist who cannot work with other people. He's this guy who got this. He's awkward, So they are planting the seeds now for maybe 2029. That if Cummings decide that I want to give you a shot again, no, he will be rejected already because they'll say, oh, you never supported Joseph Boakai in 2023, knowing fully well that Boakai are going to lose anyways. That's it. So they're not doing it in good faith. They are only doing it to destroy him further.
So what about the CDC? What is in it for Cummings if he decides to say, you know what, let's go with the CDC this time? You think Cummings stand any chance if he decides to run 2029?
CDC is only reaching out to Cummings because they think they can strike a deal. Maybe Georgia can say, if you give me your support, I can borrow some of your credibility in terms of the optics, maybe we can decide to support you in 2029. That would be the only reason CDC will want to reach out to Cummings. Joseph Boakai and the Unity Party intention is to destroy Cummings. If anybody want to negotiate with Cummings in good faith, it can only be the CDC. But I don't think with the kind of character that we have built over 6 years, I don't think a guy like Cummings want to put his name on the line to support CDC. Because that would be, like I said, it would be like undermining his own brand. I mean, you would not want to make the kind of a concession in public either, because like you find yourself between the rock and the hard place, and like you don't have better options. So I don't.
Okay, so my question to you now, not taking a position or Cummings and supporters sitting home, not participating in the process, who does that benefit?
It will always benefit we are. When the election turnout are higher, it benefits the opposition. But we all know naturally a lower turnout always happens in a runoff. The runoff is not the same as the first one. It's a whole different electoral process. It might look like the same, but they're not the same. Other people are off the ballot. Now you got a binary option. You got a binary choice between an A and a B. So if the turnout is very low, it will place to Weir's advantage. The only way you can get rid of Weir is to overwhelm the system by getting the vast majority of the electorate. And that's why the first round proved that was a lie. Because the whole narrative was George Weir need to be eviscerated. He's a risk to the state. We cannot keep him one day after this election. We need to get him out. But if you are telling me that the election is this close, they mean the Liberian people have a different idea. They are not buying into this thing that Georgia is an impending danger, and there is a probability that he can win, matter of fact, or even higher probability that he might win. That's what the voters are telling us. And it is one of the reasons that I said the outcome of the election got to be rigged, because if the Liberian people really wanted to get George Weir out, Joseph Boakai would have won the first round. And if they wanted Weir, he would have won the first round, because there was no third party candidate to force the election to a round two. But knowing the political dynamics and telling me that they are neck to neck, then it's a lie. You see, the numbers, history book can fool you. You can read a literature book, somebody can play on your mind. Mathematics and statistics do not lie. Numbers, if you know how to interpret numbers, it speaks louder than any written words.
Yes.
Because the outcome of the election is telling me that's a lie. Because you could only have one or two options. Either the Liberian people are so mad with George Weir to get him out, or they prefer George Weir over Joseph Boakai. But you're telling me they are neck to neck. That's a lie. It's a, how they call it? It's a paradox right there. It makes no sense. It cannot be. It almost the same thing that happened in America, two parties cannot perform in one election when you only have two parties. You only have Democrat and Republican. So you cannot tell me if the American people are going to vote overwhelmingly one way, it means one candidate will either be the loser. But you can't tell me you can have either or. No, it cannot be. So the numbers there, it contradict everything you're trying to tell the voters. That's why I believe that these elections are rigged and there's nothing you can do about it. It's rigged. The numbers don't add up. You cannot make a trend out of it. You cannot make a sense out of it. You cannot draw a trend. You cannot do anything from this number that will tell you that there is a legitimate election. Now, if the election is illegitimate, why would you want to take a side?
So let me get your brain on this here. Okay. Which Liberia do you expect under or leadership, the leadership of President Joseph Nima Boakai, if at all Joseph Nima Boakai wins the election? What kind of Liberia do you expect? Will you see?
I don't expect a different Liberia. Maybe the best that Joseph Boakai would do, maybe there will be some things that he would do better than we are in terms of handling the country and in terms of the public sentiment, whether it's about the issue of drugs, whether it's about the issue of, I don't believe he's going to be better either when it comes to corruption, but he's going to mitigate, he's going to minimize it a little bit. But I don't think when I'm talking about fundamental change, I don't expect it from Joseph Boakai. I just don't believe Joseph Boakai has what it takes to rebuild an economy, especially the leg of Liberia with all the challenges in Liberia. The energy is not there, the idea is not there. He's a kind of a different kind of a politician. He's more of a system kind of a politician. You know, I tell people, you see what happened in Nigeria. I like to get a analogy with how they call it, Buhari. Buhari was president in the 80s, but in the 80s we have military dictators all in Africa. You don't need to go by country, you don't go by law. You're a military man. You can walk to a ministry and fire somebody for corruption. So the Nigerians thought that they never understood the idea of 21st century that thing has changed. That in order to transfer money to you get the one click of a mouse to transfer money from bank to bank. So the expectation that when we bring Buhari back, he will make the system better than Jonathan Goodluck. And guess what? When they brought him back, he couldn't do a damn thing. Sorry for my French, because time has changed. It's not that he doesn't have the willpower to do it, but the system now is just different than what it used to be 30 or 40 years ago. So I don't expect anything better from Joseph Boakai, but he will be a little bit better than we are in terms of handling the country. That's what I believe.
So what kind of country will you see with a re-elected president, George Manneh Weah? You think George Weah will do something a little bit different?
No, it will get worse. Because look at what he had done in the first 6 years. If you give him another 6 years, it means you just tell him to double down on exactly what he's doing right now. It will just get worse. You will have more.
Don't you think you worry about his legacy and life after presidency?
How do you worry about legacy in the second round? If you want to worry about legacy, you lay the platform in the first round so people can be convinced to vote for you in the second round. If you're going to run roughshod on Liberian people, no investment, you cannot improve the economy. You bring in drugs into the country, ritualistic killing all over the place. One of my friends called me today. She said, since election day, one of her friends that she know of, two of his, nephews went to vote since election day, and they haven't returned home since the 10th, and today is the 20th. So they had to go to radio station today to make that announcement 10 days after. It's just getting worse. It doesn't mean that these things just happen in Liberia. It's just that it exacerbated on our we-are-led government, and we told people this was going to happen. You see, when you go to school, they teach you something called risk assessment. Seku, the only reason you can take a risk is because you cannot tell what will happen in the future. But there are certain instances you can project exactly what will happen. But if you ignore the warning sign and make that decision, then it's not risk, it becomes stupidity. We told people, we are just the reincarnation of Samuel Doe. Whether you love him or not, he cannot manage a country. This country will get worse on we are. So people who saying, oh, they are surprised. I said, no, you were not surprised. You knew what was going to happen. How do you look at a man that never worked in any professional organization, knowing the kind of challenges that Liberia face, and you think he could manage your country? You tested him in the Senate, you never saw anything better. Every major establishment we have put his name to was a failure, from young professional to his sporting goods store to his nightclub. Everything failed, and you thought he could manage your country. Then who are you? I mean, you don't have a brain. Sorry to say, it's just the reality. The problem in Liberia, the vast majority of people cannot separate emotion from logic. You can like the man to death. He's a celebrity. He's an icon. But my brother, when it comes to running the affairs of 5+ million people, it's no easy play. Why would you think that Madam Sally would struggle to bring a Liberia back on her feet, and you say she was a failure, and you expect we have to succeed when Madam Sally failed? Then who are you? You know, I like to make the analogy about the carpenter and the mechanic. I always give this parable. You drive in the middle of nowhere, you in the village, and your car broke down. You got down from the car, you went to the villager and said, can you guys please recommend me one of the best mechanic in this village? And the people gave you one of the best. But the mechanic came and never gave you the kind of a result that you wanted in terms of repairing your car. So you got mad, you went and hired a carpenter to come and fix your car. That's just what happened between we and Madam Salif. Even if you want to agree that Madam Salif never did what she was expected to do, is George Weah a replacement for Madam Salif in your sound, man? Who's going to hire a George Weah to come and do a job that Madam Salif couldn't do in terms of governance? You should be a fool, sorry to say. But I guess the reality.
Somebody would say, well, maybe Joia will perform much more better because of the fear of being audited, because of fear of being, taken to jail after presidency, if at all, and if at all, he mismanaged the country, or maybe for the fear of people who even get tired of him and not even allow him to finish his turning. People could get on the street because if he mismanaged this time around, knowing that this is a second term, people may not even wait for the next election. Don't you think that way he could factor that in his decision making sure that he does things differently this time around? Because
the reason I'm not going to bother, I'm not going to take a bet on that is simple. When leaders come to power, they want to create this persona that I'm doing something great. They want to create this impression that people themselves can feel. The difference with Georgia is they did so many wrong from the onset in terms of abusing the Constitution, abusing the law. They committed so many crimes and atrocities. Right now, Georgia will be thinking how to hold on to power to buy himself time rather than setting your legacy. Because whether it's the auditors, whether it's the mafia inmates of the war, or the EPS officer, the sons of two former presidents that were murdered in their own homes. I mean, whether it was the map-up exercise with all the Crows report with U.S. sanctions, Georgia understand that his end won't be, his end won't come to a better outcome. Like I tell people when Georgia became president, I say, I don't want to sound like a prophet, but Georgia will end up like a Doe or a Taylor. You can pick either one of them. In his first term, just solidify my argument. Because when you commit this much crime, when these kind of things happen on your watch, most definitely you'll still pay the price, no matter how long it takes. It's not a matter of if it will happen, it's just when it will happen. Those three missing boys, and you can name them and name them. Do you want to believe in this day and age that we will work with impunity when he leave office? Hell no. It will never happen. I know that for sure. You hear me, Segu?
I'm sorry. So I was asking.
Okay, yes, I'm hearing you.
Sorry. I was asking, so what about people who were arguing, say, well, even though those things were done under his watch, but he was not the one that actually did it? How do you respond?
Well, you cannot make the case because we saw the Charles Taylor trial. The vast majority of the thing that happened on Charles Taylor watch, he was never one way or another involved. But we know how the big hen play their game. When they want the big fish, they go for the little fish and make you to testify against the big fish. That's just why it is. With the kind of atrocity and crime that were committed under this administration, there is no way they're going to work. Georgia can work scot-free. And that will be the reason why he will become even more ruthless in his second term as compared to the first term. So giving him your second term is like telling you, the Liberian people saying, you know what, we like exactly what you are doing and you got a green light to do even more worse than what you did in the first 6 years.
So what about in Africa? Most of the coup d'etat in Africa happened because leaders in the past, based on their behavior, based on the corrupt nature of their governance, based the way they treated their people, for the fear of that, they can be afraid to relinquish power. Either they will keep themselves, in power, or they will cheat to be the one to choose their successor. So if George Weah is allowed to cheat this time around, get himself to the presidency for the second time, given everything that you just mentioned, should we brace ourselves for another cheating, even if we are now on the ballot 2029, for him to elect somebody that will protect him?
But that will always be the case. Seku, the reason leaders engage...
And if that's going to be the case, what is the end game for the Liberian people?
That's what I'm saying. And he's on the record for saying that he's on video saying that he will go for 12 years and he will be the one to decide who takes over after him. The video is on Facebook. He said it live. He said it live. So technically he's saying that I know what I'm doing right now and I'm going to buy myself more time. Seku, the reason leaders transfer power easily is because of what they did. They know their records are clean. There is nothing to worry about. So they can walk out and tell you, say, my man, Sekou, there's the time to take over the rim of power. But people that came with a wrong motive and intent, like where we are there, building houses and mansions and condominiums all over the place, people could even get our first national budget. With all those instances that are just named, what make you think you will want to walk away from power without putting somebody there to buy him more time? The man know the damage has been done already. Now it's about protecting himself. So he will do anything and everything to buy himself more time. And that's why he's telling you, he's not only going for 12 years, but he will be the one to determine who take over after him. And why you think that will be all about his protection? Like why you got with the Prince Johnson factor for the past 4 elections.
My man, I'm enjoying you tonight because, you know, you are giving some analogy that actually, you know, somebody can really, really look at before they make that decision, you know, between the two people. So, with Joseph Boakai, given the fact that Joseph Boakai is now well, given the fact that Joseph Boakai is old, and given the fact that Jeremiah Kun is a heartbeat away to the presidency, and with Jeremiah Kun and Prince Johnson factor, should Liberian people actually prefer, regardless of who Jowiah has been, or might have done, or might have allegedly done, should Liberian people actually prefer George Weah over Joseph Boakai simply because of the factors involving Jeremiah Kun and Prince Johnson?
It's one of the reasons people are having a reservation. Yeah, they want to make it to seem like Joseph Boakai presidency is a foregone conclusion, and Liberian people just cannot get rid of George Weah. But there are so many factors. You know, the Unity Party politics say we agree. Nothing to them makes sense. Everything they agree because they get their eyes set on the end result only. But voters don't think that way most of the time. There will be people that will think that way. You look at Joseph Boakai's age, you look at his health condition, he's been linked with the former ruling party for 12 years. We all know how the political dynamic works in Liberia. There is no Jeremiah Kun without a Prince Johnson. Jeremiah Kun might be the one on the ballot, but we know it's Prince Johnson. He's just a placeholder. That's just why it is. You take Prince Johnson from beyond Jeremiah Kun will not be able to, maybe apart from his own people, he won't get a single vote outside that country. So people saying, okay, Georgia is this extraterrestrial that we want to get rid of, but look at the option we got too. Looking at his main health condition. You know, people don't only pick a vice president because they won't vote. People pick a vice president into someone that they believe that is capable to be president on day one, because anything can happen. Life is unpredictable. We cannot tell what will happen tomorrow. So worst case scenario, something happened to a Joseph Boakai. Who takes over the reign of power? Jeremiah Kun. Where Jeremiah Kun is taking his marching order from? Prince Johnson. Now, looking at the history in that country, do you think the people from the other side will live with the idea that Prince Johnson is that closer to power or indirectly in power? It's one of the things that raising a lot of, a red flag on the Boakai choice. I tell people it was not forced or mandatory for Boakai to have picked Cummins. But if you're Nyombli Kanga, who has still been better, people could make that case. Then you know what? Yeah, even though it's a race to the bottom, it's the lesser of two evils. But Jeremiah Kun, come on. Come on, my brother. Let's be real for once. And like the question you asked me concerning Weah, the Prince Johnson factor will just explain the same thing that Weah will have to face with, right? Prince Johnson don't pick president because he loves him or because he believes that he could help Liberia. He picked president because he know he want to shield himself from war crimes court. It's the same game Weah will be playing. Anybody that I think that can give me favor by protecting me is the one that will be able to take over from me, because I must keep buying myself time every election using my influence. That's what Prince Johnson always do. He doesn't pick a president because he believes in that president. He pick a president because he believes they will buy him more time. He can keep kicking the can down the road, even at the expense of the entire country. So for Liberia is always second to the rest of them. It's all about their own interest first. Why would you think? You can't imagine. Prince Johnson is on audio recording saying that Joseph Boakai collapsed because he got battery in his heart, that a white man in America control his life. And it was the same ball that he considered that when he referred to Weah as ball that came and picking up. To the average voter, how do you think that sound? I don't like Weah, but if this old man is going to collapse in the house, and where is going to be the one to pick him up and rush into a medical facility? Come on. Then I think Joseph Boakai at this stage is even more riskier than Joshua, because at least I know what I'm getting with Joshua. But look at the guy that is aligning with Joseph. I mean, with Joseph Boakai either. Are they better option? No, I don't think so. So yeah, like I said, there will always be people that will support this candidate, but equally so there will be a lot of people that will be having reservation, because I cannot live with the idea that Prince Johnson will be that much closer to power in my country. You know, people always say, oh, but Cummings also went and he was trying to solicit support from Jeremiah. I said, no, there's a difference from gaining someone endorsement and putting them close to power. Are two different things. Prince Johnson always endorsed people that democracy, I need more vote. I can tell Prince Johnson, okay, I understand he passed, but if he gave me an endorsement, if I need to win, okay, it's acceptable. But no, this time around, he's only one step away from the presidency, even though he's not on the ballot directly, but he would be closer to the presidency indirectly, because Jeremiah Cohen is just a puppet, he's just a placeholder. Prince Johnson and Joseph Boakai are the ones. And now, look at Prince Johnson's history. He's noted for killing 2 presidents in Africa. You know, people don't know that Prince Johnson was in a coup d'etat that transpired in Burkina Faso when Thomas Sankara was executed. He was one of those. So it's not only Samuel Doe. He has a history of killing presidents. So with Joseph Boakai age, with his health condition, and Prince Johnson is that much close of an ally, what do you think will happen? That's why he told you.
And then if anything happened to him, Prince Johnson could be the one in control of the country, because
he will be in control. That's why he told his people it's Nima counted time. You know, he think like, bro, it's like we play counted meat where we are fighting for this trophy by counting. It's not about the country. Like I said, it's never about the country for them. It's about their own personal interest, and that's just why it is. The moment the voters can see that, the easier they can make better decisions, because it's never about them. It's about protecting themselves. And that is the same thing where is going to engage in.
Speaking of county, I listened to a video. Somebody sent it to me. Maybe I can find and play it later on. Wherein I listened to the vice presidential candidate for Ambassador Joseph Nima Boakai, Senator Jeremiah Cohen, bad mouthing the people of the Southeast, especially Grand Crew, wherein he said that Grand Crew, he can take, Grand Crew out of a Secretary Man District, 6 times or something like that. He said that they're not that much, and even accused then that one man with a graveyard, one man was taking pay, that Jowia is paying people in Grand Crew that are manning graveyard. He said a lot of other things that were somehow derogatory, to the Southeast people. Not me saying it. Somebody sent me the video, but maybe I can play a little on. So, and we were told that Jeremiah Cohen somehow has a link from the Southeast. Why is it, trying to buy more of the Southeastern people? Is it because he wants to get more support or try to gain more sympathy with his people in Nimba?
I told you, Sego, we saw this thing in 2017. You always say on your show, in our politics, it's never about ideas, it's all about sentiment, tribal sentiment, political affiliation. That's just where it is. It's their strategy for second round. They think it will place to them from a numerical advantage.
Let me see if I can find the videos.
That the population in the Southeast, you cannot compare it to other part of the country. So since the Southeast voted for Georgia in huge number, other people should do the same. That's why he tried to buy more people from the Southeast. But we all know one thing in Liberia, the reason you have more Southeastern, the issue of roads has always been a challenge in the Southeast, going back decades, whether it was the 60s or the 70s. The Southeast, one thing people don't consider in Liberia is a country that is naturally blessed with rainfall and water. So when you want to build roads, you will end up building more bridges than roads, because everywhere you pass in Liberia is either a swampy area or water. So the Southeast have always been disconnected. Maybe some of the logging company, they will try to patch the road here and there, but they have been an age-old problem. I know Georgia is from the Southeast, but when you look at the capital intensity of building roads in the Southeast, it's not a small thing. And our budget is not even close to doing that. Why? You think a guy like Tubbo never wanted to build roads? Or Tubman, who came from Maryland? No. The financial muscles were just never there to link the Southeast to other part of the country. That's just why it been. But for my Unity Party, they believe now there is the new strategy, there is a winning strategy, that when you can be divisive and divide the country into 2 equal parts, that send the people in the Southeast are supporting Georgia, the rest of all have to rebel against them and do the opposite. Like I said, when you own a Joseph Boakai ticket, Joseph Boakai is a tribalist or something that you always believe. This is what you will keep hearing. And that's why the late consider Bronskin call him up on the Joseph Boakai only a tribe biggest and tribalist. That's why you see coming from a Jeremiah Con. It's the same thing you saw with the Nukwe when he called himself an indigenous stick in 2017. So some are tell Liberian people, like other people, they are elitists, they are Congo people. This is all you will get from this guy. It won't get better, Seku. Like I said, it's a race to the bottom, and they are planting the seeds. Now, worst case scenario, let's say, not even worst case scenario, let's just look at the eventuality of a Boakai win. How you think the Southeastern is going to look at a Boakai presidency with Jeremiah Kun making the kind of a statement? Look, I feel sorry for my country, my brother. The people that should be giving front row sitting like brother, they are far from it, and we get the worst of the worst that will always be the one making decision for that country, which is very sad. That's just why it is.
Yeah. So on that video, after Jeremiah Kong, made those statements, and then I listened to a call. Jeremiah Kong called Joseph Boakai to talk, during that same interview. They were on the radio from Secretary. But going back to what Prince Johnson said in the past, that this is the time for Nimba to get the presidency through Joseph Boakai, that is old. He said, the Omen is old. He said that. So if the other part of the country says, well, we are electing a president for the entire country, we are not doing this for a particular country or a particular group of people, do you think that would be okay? Okay, I thought that was Musability. It's not Musability. That's one Joseph Boakai supporter taking. Yeah, they said that video. Which video is false now? Somebody said the video is false.
Well,
if it's a video that I saw today, that's not false. That was a live interview on the radio. So that is not false. I don't know. The person say they're calling themselves Musa Harry Maguire. Whatever.
Yeah, that one of the Dillon. Maybe when you hear Harry Maguire, that Musa
Dillon fake number or the fake, maybe Dillon supporters, one of the supporters. Yeah, but I don't know which video they are saying it's false, because I know the other video, I just saw it. I don't want to play the entire video because it will be too long. Because I can't capture the parts that actually let me see. Let me do this. Let me play. Maybe we'll keep following it until we can get exactly the era what we want.
A point, yeah.
Since somebody saying it's not true.
Man, that video is the truth. I mean, you don't want to listen to that person. It was proven to be the truth. Even Prince Johnson said he referenced some segment in that video.
No, but I mean, I think this was done today or yesterday.
So I don't know who's saying the video is not true.
Yeah, that video, I think it was done today or yesterday. I think it was on the 18th.
The man who made the video double down on the same video, so how can he say it's not the truth? So he made Prince Johnson lie what he said twice.
No, I mean, this was Jeremiah Kong being interviewed in. Let me play. Let me play, because some people are saying it's not true. Let me play it. Let me play it so that we all can get the benefit of the doubt. Let's see here. And then let me play the video, see what happened.
This election were being won on first ballot by us. As we speak, there are 4 ballot boxes quarantined in Maryland County. The reason why it's quarantined is because the votes, the people that register over there, the people that voted more than the people that registered there. And we've lived that issue with the election commission. Our complaints are on the way, because it's not possible for 500% to vote here, for example, and 700% vote. It means something went wrong. The entire 6 counties in the Southeast, including Riverside, the 6 county votes together is equivalent to Nima votes.
You see how a bad month the people.
Those that came from Monrovia, Liberian from Monrovia to Nima Kimba. It's not possible that the Southeast can vote more than Nima. But again, like I said, there are 4 ballot boxes right now in Maryland County that are quarantined because the people that register at that center, the vote there is more than the people who register, which is not possible. If that happened at 4 centers, imagine what happened at other centers. So I'll now continue announcing the results. We are hopeful that we will lead the process. If there is a second round, we want to make sure we put things in place that people will not get free vote that they didn't deserve. We can assure our people that. But on the overall, we think it's good. We want to say thank you to the country, thank you to the rest of the country and everywhere. The message was clear, they understood it, and we think we are.
Look, you guys were pushing one round. CDC pushing one round, Military Party pushing one round. From what contest you guys were pushing one round?
Our campaign was simple. Again, it's not campaign time, so we'll be careful the way we speak this morning. Everybody in the country know the way they're living. And so the message was there, assess your own life. If you think it's good, fine. If you think that I need to try something new, then let's try. I think that was the 2 messages. There were 2 arguments. One group was saying, everything okay, the way the country is, everything all right. Let's continue the way we are. Another group was saying the country is not okay, and there's a need for us to make a change and bring some people on board to see how we can get things done. That was the 2 arguments. And I think the 2 arguments, the people voted in the second round. If there will be a second round, we will beat them. We are very confident. Simple mathematics. Look.
That's why I love SKTV. I say you guys are the most trusted in news. Apparently, these guys be watching this show and they do it behind the scenes because the ideas always come from this show. That's why I noticed.
Most of them are opposition people. And so if those votes were together, the election is done. Even as we were all on different tickets, you can see how the election results are. I mean, with the money they had the logistics, they got everything on their side. Any government that works for its people should be winning nothing more than 60-65%. But with it, the way it is, we think it's good, it's in our interest, and we are doing well.
Let's go to the issue of healthcare delivery. In Nimba 2020, I can remember when you campaigned in Nimba.
I think I'm going to forward a little bit
supported the health system
to the area
that I don't know what it's about.
In that weekend, if the Excellency Ambassador Boakai will speak to the country. Okay. Grand Crew and Secretary are equal.
Okay.
Then we are trying on our own here. And so the way they voted, if it is not because of tribalism, then it is because maybe many people there are benefiting. And this one has to be clear. And I've been thinking, how could this happen? So then I saw one answer that said 4 ballot boxes were overstuffed. If 4 were overstuffed that we're able to see, then what happened to places that we're not able to see? That's 1. 2, if a county like Grand Crew that is to the size of Sector PMI, Grand Crew and Sector PMI are equal. Sector PMI could be more populated than Grand Crew. Sector PMI. But let me say Sector PMI and Grand Crew equal in terms of population and everything. If there is 32 cities in Sector PMI, it means there are 32 city mayors in only Sector PMI. Each of the city mayor, look, I saw somebody in Grand Crew and the guy said, He was a gray house supervisor in on government payroll. Gray house supervisor.
Like seriously?
Seriously. So if 32 city is within Secretary man, and almost everybody there on payroll, then you don't want to change your city mayor because each other person working connected to a family. So that could be some of the reason. Because beside Barclays, I don't know where there's another city in Grand Crew, but there are 32 cities. And 32 cities mayor there are taking pay every month. 32 gray inspector there taking pay every month. So you can see that the number of people on internal affairs payroll is so huge that some of those things could play. So, like I said, our technical people are working. We're trying to lay our hands on some of them. We are discovering some of them, and the appropriate Your Excellency Ambassador Boakai will speak to the country.
Okay, Senator, your talk manifests a lot of discrepancies in the first round of the election. Now that you are opting for the runoff, what could be some of the measures put in place in order not to, experience what had happened in the first round?
That's technical stuff. We can say now, but we can show you that we have a whole team working day and night to make sure that some of the things that happen will not happen.
Okay, so
Chief,
yeah,
I'm on the radio now. You can call.
yes,
You want to speak to the people?
Joseph Boakai calling here now. Yeah, they want to speak to the people. He's telling the mayor to speak to. Actually, he called Joseph Boakai. He wants Joseph Boakai to speak to the people.
Radio Saclipie, and we are live here with our colleague Christopher Farr.
You want to listen to Joseph Boakai, and then we'll go back to the conversation.
Yeah.
So
Because some people say the video.
So we have to go for break, and right after the break, we'll be right back.
So what we're gonna do? Let me forward you a little bit.
Yeah, just forward here.
Okay, so we will have live. You are live on Radio Saclipie.
176 years. My real confidence in the name.
Hold on.
Put it on loudspeaker.
And so we will have Ambassador Joseph Juba Boakai online this morning. Good morning, sir. How are you? Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank God.
You are live on Radio Saclipie.
Thank you very much. And I want to say thanks to you, Ray.
Hello.
My real confidence in Nimba County is because of the people you are, what you stand for. We all see for 176 years where our country is leading to. They need to improve the lives of our people. They need to bring about the rule of law. They need to bring about how effective a government should be. I want to thank you generously for the role you have played to bring us to this level. I have no doubt that all of those who probably ran against us or contributed to all the efforts will reunite, regroup so that we take this victory that we can share to give the right leadership to this country. The leadership that our people have been yearning for years. I want to thank you for the way you made us proud. I want to thank you for the kind of people that you are, what you represent. We say at this time, all of us, including those who ran and even against us, to put Liberia first. As we know, this government is not a true government or a country in this world. So I just want to thank the VSB for his hard work. I want to thank UIJ for his hard work. I want us to continue united, and I want us to work even harder so that we can get a victory that we can share together, but the victory of redeeming this country, which is most important. Thank you very much, and I cannot say more than to say you are a great county. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Okay, so Rita, we are back to you. So if you pose your question, so we. Yes, thank you, Chris. Yeah, so Senator, I've been seeing posts on the social media, and it talks about the distribution of ministerial jobs, and it says that if you people win,
It's fake. Don't even go far. I saw it.
also you are seen it for yourself.
It's look, Ambassador Boakai have promised nobody.
Yeah, so we're going to go back to our conversation here. That was former Vice President Joseph Nima Boakai speaking on the Radio Secular PA. When we talked about this earlier, somebody said that video is fake. But now that we have played the video, like Brazilian monks say, SKTV is different.
Yep.
We are not like other people. We don't just talk about anything that we have no proof of. We always talk about things that we know. What's going on here? Hello? Hold on 1 second. Hello? Hello?
Say, cool people calling now to contribute.
You just called before you asked, right? You never texted to say, okay, just
Sorry.
it's okay. Just go ahead and contribute. What's your name and where you calling from?
This is Toji calling from Alberta.
Your name is Toji?
Yes, calling from Alberta.
Alberta, that's Canada, right?
Canada, yes, Canada.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
So I listened to the video. I don't know who was saying that video is fake, but I know you can do that. You've always been a credible person. I follow you every time because you take your time, not emotional, explain the issue. Even if you're going against somebody, you're dead and what I'm saying, look at the sense in it and make your decision, right? Even if it is against that person's decision. And I applaud you for that.
Thank you.
Yes. But what Jeremiah Kuhn just said, I think they all have facts.
Okay.
Okay. So all the Southeastern counties, including Rivers, is 307, and the number of votes in my county is 307,000. So that's correct. And the Grand Crew thing he raised, I work with the Ministry of General Affairs. The Grand Crew thing he raised is even rampant, double inside on the Grand Crew. So I don't know. So that was not a very good example. So you should have said Sando. In Sando, you have more than 6,000 civil servants. Man, in a village you go to, that city, and they have to take pay through the Ministry of Internal Affairs. So that is the issue with the Southeastern counties. And you see people getting very with them. Why are you voting for? Why they wouldn't vote for George Weah? Because the benefiting, rules are not there, but at least, right, like what he said, those people are connected to families, and those heads of families, are taking salary. On the gray issue, I disagree with him. So I don't think somebody maybe that was he was just trying to be maybe I don't know, but I disagree. But everything he said, hard facts that you can counter check yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. We appreciate it. So yes, with regards to Joseph Boakai's, Jeremiah Kuhn statement about all the Southeastern county number being equal to the number of Nima County, we are not disputing the number.
Yeah, it's not a number. It's about a message.
We are what we are saying here. People are gonna misconceive or
Yeah.
misconstrue, people when you talk, but it's up to us to actually clarify what we are saying here. Jeremiah Kuhn knew very well
Who's this?
that he's from. Jeremiah Kuhn knew very well that he's from Nima County. He knows very well that Secretary Mine District is equivalent to that of whole Grand Cru. He knew very well that all the Southeastern counties, counties combined, vote are equivalent to the vote of Nima County. But yet, Jeremiah Kuhn went there, campaigned there, even said that he's from there. He went there for the vote. He went there and tried to get their vote. He still had Nimba, but he went there.
Yes.
Not that they allegedly didn't vote for them. Now that the vote came the way, they came, now he tried to downplay the importance of their vote. He's saying that their vote don't matter. That is the point. Because by saying, even though we put all the counties together, all their vote combined, they just equal to the vote of you had all of that, but you still went there and started their vote. You wanted their vote. So that is the point we're making. It's not that we're trying to say, okay, Southeasterners should vote or shouldn't vote for Boakai or not, but what we are saying here, Jeremiah Kuhn as a politician, you cannot badmouth one county or overlook one, because right now it was 20 candidates in the election. Now it's just two of you. Maybe you could accumulate more vote this time around than you receive the first time because you have lesser people in the election. So you don't have to overlook or downplay or say anything derogatory towards the people, even accusing them of having graveyard inspectors or graveyard supervisor, getting money just as the city mayors in Nimba. And this guy is a senator. If that should be a concern, he should raise it in the Senate.
Yeah, when he got to know about this.
So you see that?
He's a sitting lawmaker.
Jeremiah Kuhn is a sitting lawmaker who is aware of all of those things.
Yeah.
We never heard about it. We never heard him talking about all of those things.
No, it's a second round playbook.
Right now, let me tell you the truth. Maybe you don't know. Okay, let me see here. Hello, Mr. Cooper. Are you calling to contribute to the show? Yeah, we're on right now. Okay, I'll call you right after the show. We're about to finish. All right, thank you. Yeah, so I'm sorry. That was a friend calling. I thought that person was calling to contribute. Yeah, so if at all, whatever Jeremiah Kuhn is saying are true, then he should actually be able to do something about it as a senator. You don't have to sit until you go to the second round and try to play it. And again, if I were in his campaign, I wouldn't advise him to make this comment because they could come out as somebody who is trying to look down on the people in the Southeast. In fact, they're trying to belittle them, belittle their number, in a manner that will make them look insignificant, comparing the entire Southeast to one county. You could still get your county you have and still get some vote in the Southeast. You don't have to get the whole vote. You don't have to get enough, equal number with George Weah or Alice Cummings or those who are from there. But yet, every single vote is important. So I would advise Senator Kuhn to make, those kinds of comments. They are not helpful. I'm just saying this because, I'm not going to say anything about him. Like I said, all of Joseph Boakai, that would sound like I'm campaigning for or against them. No. I just believe that it's not helpful for their campaign. That's not good strategy. You cannot come and badmouth other people, trying to belittle them, trying to say that their number is not that important because of the size of their countries. So, Brazilian monk, what do you think?
Well, there's a perfect classic definition of a throwing red meat to the base. In the first round, they said they had something they called the Senator's Playbook that was going to give them a one-round victory. Yeah. Because most of the senators that supported Joseph Boakai, they just won election or re-election. And when you look at the political dynamics all over the country, it gave them some kind of a numerical superiority over George Weah. It didn't work. So now the strategy is throw everything on the wall and see if something sticks. That's a reverse psychology he's playing. He's trying to be a bigot. What Jeremiah Kuhn is trying to say is, look at how the people in the Southeast vote, and it's up to the other county to do exactly the same. Because if you play that numbers game, it will play to a Boakai advantage. Because all the counties in the Southeast alone can only make up for Nema County. So if a Lofa County vote the way the Southeastern vote, and Margibi or other county, then it means Joseph Boakai will have more numbers as compared to a George Weah. So in most of like I said, Liberia is not left with a better option. That's why you see happening between the two, but they will never compete on ideas. The only guy that came to this table with a different set of ideas was the one that they tried to eliminate. We will always be on tribal sentiment. And the funny thing about Jeremiah Kuhn, if you want to say, there's not the first time the Southeastern have voted in such a manner. They did it the same in 2017. They voted overwhelmingly for Weah. We all know that. And the Southeast is not the most populated part of the country. So there's nothing new. There is no breaking news we are giving out. He has always been like that. It's always the same. Like Sekou said, why you never raised this up before? You're a sitting lawmaker. But like I said, there's a dog whistle. He's sending a coded message to the rest of the country. You see, the hypocrisy about Jeremiah Kuhn that I found funny. Jeremiah Kuhn, do you want to believe that Joseph Boakai picked you because of your competence? No. He picked you because you're from a bigger county and he believed people are going to vote on tribal lands.
Yeah.
So why today you want to vote that you got, one thing Costa said, he said maybe it was a blessing in disguise that that Boakai picked Jeremiah Kuhn because the Liberian responded to that vote overwhelmingly. So now, why do you want to question about more people from the Southeast if they vote for someone from the Southeast overwhelmingly? So it's hypocrisy. But like I said, it's the situation we are found where we will never argue about idea, about who brings what to the table. It will always be bigotry, it will always be on tribal land, it will always be on sentiment. And Joseph Boakai is a master of sentiment. So he will always attract people like the Jeremiah Kuhn of the world and the Maya Nukwes of the world because that's his idea. Boakai, whether it's a religious bigot, tribal bigot, he's just the king of all bigots. So Jeremiah Kuhn is taking his marching order from his boss. So you won't get nothing better between the two outcomes, the two options that is left in Liberian politics. I don't think so. That's what I told you initially. And Jeremiah Kuhn is just a testament to that effect. Why Nima cannot vote for the way they vote? Why Prince Johnson will decide election? Because anybody from Nima will most likely go where Prince Johnson go. So why should you hold Southeastern to different standard? It does the standard operating procedure in the country that people vote on tribal land. Why Boakai got 78% in Lofa County in an election? Because he did anything good in Lofa County? No, because he's a Lofian. But like I said, it's a reverse engineering. They believe when they play this game, they will end up getting more in terms of size in the population as compared to the Southeastern. That's why he's doing it.
So my question to you now, I think Joseph Boakai got 78% in 2017, and this time around, I think he got about
56. He caught it about almost 22, from 78% win in Lofa County to now he ended up with 56%. So are you sure of that number this time around? Yeah. He got
Do
56.
do you remember what we said on SKTV that Joseph Boakai could likely get anywhere between
SKTV were right in that projection. They will get under 50 or little under 50.
I mean,
Like
we'll get at least lower 50 or mid 50
yes.
this time around. But I don't even believe all this number because this guy they can listen to us. They will go and do these things, that will project the expectation of the people. All this number, I just believe that they just emotionally
just play with
this number to suit the narrative so that they can
for you.
actually make it to the second round with Joseph Boakai. However, assuming that Joseph Boakai got the last election, Joseph Boakai went with George Weah, he got about 14 to 1 counties. Now with Jeremiah Kun in the picture, the way Jeremiah Kun now sounding like he's trying to somehow write off the Southeast. It's sounding like that. And if that is to be the case, do you think Jeremiah Kun addiction, Joseph Boakai winning Bapolu or winning Lofa and perhaps winning in Nimba, would that be enough to put him over the top in one-on-one election? Are you there?
I'm here. You can hear me?
Yeah, so I can hear you now.
The thing is, it's a popular vote system. It's not matter how many counties you might end up winning. It's the margin of victory in places that you are strong and how close you can keep it tighter in places that you are weak is going to give you the winning number because it's a popular vote. So someone can win 13 counties or 12 counties, all depend the margin and where you will be left to run the table in terms of pushing you over the finish line. I really don't want to buy into that because the case Jeremiah Kun is making is kind of laughable. Even if you take out the Southeast, Montserrado County alone is 1/3 of all the electorate, 33% of all voters. In state CDC is competitive. Matter of fact, they won slightly in Montserrado. Look at Obon County. Okay, Mark Gibby, you will say they want to fight, but look at Riverside. Riverside is not Southeast either too. Look at Grand Bassa. So it's not about how many counties you can win. It's about how many margins you are going to win in places you are strong and how tight you can keep it in places that you are weak. So the number of counties you win is irrelevant because it's a popular vote. And like I said, it's one of the reasons Jeremiah Kun was picked because Boakai believe people vote on tribal lands and Nima County is a huge county. Jeremiah Kun was not picked because he's smarter than any politician in Liberia or because of the merits or because he got idea. No, he was chosen based on the size of Nima County and on tribal lands. So that's it. So the argument is a losing argument. And in this second round, there's a conundrum about the Unity Party that I keep telling you about. We talked about this yesterday. They believe too that the elections are rigged. I told you the result cannot give an either or scenario because it makes no sense. If the Liberian people are going to vote one way or going to go one way, for you to tell me that it's neck to neck, even Jeremiah Kun is telling you that they were cheated.
Yeah.
Not other candidates been cheated, but the Unity Party were cheated. But somehow they still believe they can win in the second round.
Yeah.
Imagine that kind of a contradiction. It's exactly what we talked about yesterday. You believe that the process is rigged, but yet your numbers are rigged in the rigged system, and you think you can win a second round. You should be a special kind of a fool to believe that the elections are rigged, but somehow Georgia is rigging an election for Unity Party to come and win in the end. I really want to see that happening.
So what about the fact that the Unity Party, if the Unity Party believe the numbers that they have, let's say they won the senatorial election in Kipman, right? And they won the independent one in Bomi. But in that election, CDC won about 6 senatorial seats in this election, and then independent 6, and then the other 3.
That's 12 right there.
Yeah, the other three were 2. I mean, the party that guy came from, the former spokesperson for Model. and what's his name? Yaya Nimlin, Thomas Yaya Nimlin, who is a former spokesperson for Model. He has his own party, and then the Unity Party got one, and then another party, I forgot, and then MDR, Prince Johnson's party. So Unity Party won one, MDR won one, and then Thomas Yaya Nimlin parties won one. So given that result, don't you think that would give another advantage to the CDC?
That's what I'm saying. The expectation from this election cannot correlate with the number that is being reported. Because if you look at it, then CDC is even in a much stronger position, despite the fact that they told us that Boakai had advantage when it comes to the senatorial playbook. You seen it? These guys keep contradicting themselves because it just doesn't add up. That's the argument they made. You know, Jeremiah Kun said the reason they were cheated, he told the people, oh, compare your life today than where it was and where you got right now. Okay. If that's how the people were going to vote based on that kind of a comparison, then you will make the case that Joseph Boakai should have won in a landslide in a one round, maybe above 60%. But it's telling you that if the election are neck to neck in terms of the number, then it means that particular narrative, it never materialized. You seeing it? So if you are telling me you were cheated, then how can you make the case that you are going to win in a round number 2? And that's why I told you from the day one.
Yeah. So how sure are you not going to be cheated again?
You're not going to be cheated again. Why would they want to cheat in the first round for you to win the second round? Who does that? These guys are just confused. Like, I don't know what kind of game they are playing or the kind of signals they are sending to their supporter. That's why I told you from day one. Any opposition leader cannot pick a side in this election. Because if the election is rigged, then I'm not even judging the Liberian people as to how they voted. Because how do you gauge how the people voted if the numbers are not real? Why if they voted overwhelmingly for Cummins or Tewan Gonglo? How can I make the case? Then I don't need to pick a side in the second round because the first round cannot even give me a clear indicator of how the people voted. Maybe the people accepted me or the people rejected me. So how can I take a side? And if you are telling me that the people who is going to the second round, if Unity Party is going to a second round and telling that they too were cheated, my brother, you're calling more chaos. Because not only Cummins and Tewan Gonglo were cheated, now Unity Party making the case that they were also cheated.
So if you were cheated, why are they going into the second process?
That's the people are confused.
Without finding out about how they were cheated.
The people could care less. And you know the one thing I realized in this election, all these lawmakers that are pushing the whole Joseph Boakai thing and Unity Party thing, you know, they got a guaranteed job. Jeremiah Kun just got elected. Normally Kanga just got elected. Delon just got elected. Prince Moore just got elected. So in the worst case scenario, they all have a fallback position. So they will keep misleading the old men, but they all know because these guys, they are jokers, they are comedians, because everything they say, it doesn't make any logical sense. You were cheated in an election, but you're going into second round believing that you are going to win. Come on, my brother. How do you make a case?
Well, folks, our lines are open. If you want to call in to chip in, we have about 7 more minutes here. But you want to call in, we are open. We'll be more than willing to take your calls so you can contribute to this very, very interesting conversation. So, Mung, before you came on, I said something that I want to, pick your brain on is that people who with a mindset about this second round, thinking that when they say second round, let's say when I use ACO as an example, having ACO on your side, let's say if you are a political party, in the second round, you able to somehow persuade ACO leadership to say, okay, ACO going to endorse this person. It doesn't automatically mean that the entire vote for ACO will be transferred.
It's going to that person. No, it never been the case.
Person. Yeah. All over again. And depending how much we approach the membership of ACO, how much leverage they will have over their membership, that will somehow reflect in the second round. But you can still get the endorsement of ACO, wherein the leadership will benefit, and still don't have the vote from ACO membership.
Yes.
So what about people who actually having some misunderstanding, or they don't really understand that part of politics, thinking that when you have one political party, let's say we get CPP leadership to come and endorse we are or to endorse Boakai, automatically you get CPP vote. How can you people kind of distribute themselves with that kind of mindset?
You know, Sekou,
Yeah.
for us that take emotion out of politics and just use common sense logic, we all know that these elections are rigged. We look at the numbers, we know that they were tampered with. But this narrative is going to affect the Unity Party the most. Because if Unity Party is telling the Liberian people too that they were cheated, but at the same time reaching out to other candidates to endorse them, then, like I said, is where the confusion lies. Because it means even people that support the Unity Party in first round will also believe that the vote will never counted, and there will be no need to vote in a round number 2, because it means that the outcome will always play to Georgia's advantage, because there can be no way that Georgia will cheat you for you to win. And we keep saying the same thing over and over. So if Unity Party is going into round number 2 and you got the guy who is number 2 on the ticket, who is heartbeat away from the president, they're telling you that they were cheated, then why are the incentive of you going to go cast your ballot on day 2 or in round number 2? You were already cheated. So it means your ballot was never checked or never counted in round 1. Again, like what Stalin said. Stalin said it doesn't matter who vote. What matters is the person that count your vote. If Jeremiah Kun is telling us that the people who count the vote robbed them, then why should an ordinary supporter wake up from the bed to go cast ballot in round number 2 for Unity Party? Because the election is already rigged. And the guy who is rigging it, he's not rigging it for you, he's rigging it for himself. So technically, if you're telling me that first round was rigged and you go into second round, then there can only be one possible outcome, and that is a Georgia win. So if I was a Unity Party supporter, I wouldn't even bother to go and cast ballot in round number 2 because the election is already rigged into Georgia favor. Now, what Jeremiah Kun, like I said, these are confused guys, and maybe they are playing games, looking at the old man age, and they think they can just use him like a scapegoat. But I don't know any logical person that would want to make that kind of a decision saying, oh, we were cheated, but somehow we are still competing in second round and we are going to win. I really don't know how you can connect the two. It just doesn't make sense. That is why you said it yesterday. If the Liberian people who voted knowing fully well that this election was rigged, they're supposed to stage a protest and just peaceful protest just to tell the country this is how we voted.
In the world. Yep.
Yeah, that's it. That's the most you can do. Nothing else.
Yeah, so that's why if the country remain quiet and do nothing about the cheating, then that means this is how they voted.
The election outcome.
That validate the election outcome. That means this is how they voted.
Yeah.
So nobody should, we that are questioning the credibility and the integrity of the process.
Yeah.
If the whole thing goes to, it goes to the second round, definitely we have to accept the will of the people. That's exactly how they voted and they won it. So,
it's a funny thing. If you got a Jeremiah Kun coming on national radio and telling people that the Joseph Boakai should have won in round number 1, but the elections were rigged and that number was stolen. So even if you had to go to a court in the worst case scenario of a George Weah win, it means Jeremiah Kun will validate George Weah still in the election. Because for he going into a round number 2, then he's trying to say that the election was free, fair, and transparent in round number 1. Because you cannot say the election is rigged and then you go into a round number 2. If you go into a round number 2, then it means you validate the first round result. So it means even if you were cheated for the second time, again, the result going to stand because you gave mixed messages. So which one the Supreme Court is going to hold? Like I said, CDC came to this thing with a long game plan. Our guys know that they are playing games that is not going to turn out in their favor, but somehow they don't have that political spine to make the right decision. They will still walk into second round with the expectation of winning when in fact it's almost impossible for them to win. That's where the problem is. In Georgia, like I said, going to take this thing the second round because he's going to wreck it again and nobody will do a damn thing about it because people keep contradicting themselves as to where they stand in terms of the authenticity of the elections itself. That's where the problem will come from.
So if you were advancing either one of the parties in the second round, or that will be in the second round, will you focus on reaching out to ordinary Liberians, stakeholders, or you will actually focus on party leaders and to bring them to your side in order to have an edge in the second round, what will you do? What will you advise?
At this stage, it's not about who you reach out to. It's just about how people will respond to you reaching out to them. Like I said, that's where the messaging is all about. The reason people reach out to political leaders because they believe the political leader carry or leverage in the party. He will be able to convince the vast majority of his supporters, not all of them, because it will never be. No matter how you can love your political leader, he's not going to sway even 95%, but at least you can get maybe 6 or 7 out of every 10 supporters. So even if the political leader were to reach out to his supporters, but if you are the one going into second round and telling the same political leader you were cheated, then you undermine his work to reach to his supporter. Sekou, I'm going to a second round. Sekou is one of the major continental elections that drop out in round number 1. I'm trying to appeal to Sekou to go and tell people to vote for me. But at the same time, I'm telling Sekou, say, oh, Sekou, both of our cheater and our cheater too. So what is the essence of you going to tell your supporter to come and support me? Look, these guys, you can believe, you want to believe that these guys are supposed to be smart, but when you listen to them, you like, this guy is not what I think he is. You cannot be making the case that you were cheated, then also telling people to support in the second round. It doesn't make sense.
Well, we got a caller here. Let's listen to this caller. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Joshua. I'm calling from Iowa.
Joshua from Iowa. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Sekou? How are you, Saros?
We're doing okay. Yeah, so
Hi.
what say you, my brother?
Yeah, I have a different view on it. I think the election there was a cheating in the election, and the election was rigged to a certain extent, but I don't think they had the opportunity to completely rig the election. So even if the election there was a fair play in the election, I don't think anyone in the second round should stay away. If they can put in the system that will prevent the cheating that went on in the first round from occurring in the second round, I think they should go. Because from what I observed, most of the cheating was done at the polling places, not at the tally center. So if you can get good poll watchers that are educated, that will be able to look at the ballot box, the ballot paper, to see if each ballot paper is stamped before giving it to the voter, to check it and check the, how you call it, and check the invalid vote, to make sure the invalid vote are real invalid. I think they can minimize the cheating.
So let me ask you. Do you know whether or not the Unity Party had enough pool washer to cover the entire country the first time?
I don't really think so. But what I think.
Okay, just a second.
What I think. We rely on other supporting parties, like other friendly parties.
Yeah, but it's just going to be two parties this time around. That's what's coming to you now.
Yeah.
So, do you think the United Party is financially equipped, able to cover the entire country, to have a pool washer wherein what you just said, that's even worse.
Yeah, to some extent, to which extent?
If the cheating can be done right at the election site, then that's the worst thing, because if people, they have enough money to cover the entire country, and even do the worst.
Yeah, but Sekou, that's it.
Yeah, so do you think about that we have money to cover the entire election? I mean, the entire place, especially in 2 weeks' time, they don't have money to cover the entire country.
Yeah,
in
second round.
Time. So how are they going to be able to just do that? You just put that set together right now and have money to cover the entire country, pool washers. You know the reason why United Party, the argument that they made about winning the election first round, and they don't think that based on our tally sheet, we have everything, but later on they have to accept the result given by NEC is because they never had enough tally sheet to cover the entire country. Do you know that?
Yeah, I know that.
Okay, so how are they going to be able to, do something that will cover the entire country this time around that will somehow, prevent whatever that you think that allegedly happened during the first, during the first round?
What I think, for me, I rather think they have money. Look, as individual, they have money, but the problem is they want to ride on the sympathy of the Liberian people.
Who? United Party, they got money?
Hell no, United Party ain't got money.
You can't tell me Dawah is broke. You can't tell me GMP is broke.
But who tell you
That's
that?
a national campaign.
My man, Dawah is not ready to put money for the national campaign, my man.
Who's going to put a personal money on campaign?
Well, ask them for how much Dawah contributed in the first round.
If they can't do that, then they can't win the election.
Yeah, but they're not going to do that because Dawah already got a job.
Yeah, they got a job.
They already got a job. Even Jeremiah Kun already got a job.
Yeah, not yes.
The fight going to be at the polling places. If you can't get good pool washers, because I can guarantee you, at the starter center, most of those presiding officers, let's say election magistrate for 2011, 2005, most of them are United Partisans because I work with the system before. So I know they are United Partisans. So CDC will do all at the polling center to get a vote. Because when the vote comes for the polling center, it cannot be changed anywhere. So if United Party cannot get their polling observer at the polling center, they should forget it and just...
So exactly what's going to happen.
So let me ask you, my brother. Do you think, okay, let's assume that Dawah don't got money, Yomli got money, all the people you mentioned, they got money. Do you think if both parties are willing to spend money in the way you think they should do, you think the United Party can match? You think the United Party can match?
The CDC, they put got state coffers. They put control the state coffers.
The CDC is spending. They cannot match the CDC is spending. CDC can overspend them because CDC control the content cover.
Okay.
So that's not possible. CDC will definitely overspend them.
So that means.
And Sekou, yeah, before that guy can leave, let me just remind you of something because he established a premise when he first came. He said there were irregularities, but to a certain extent. No, it was not to a certain extent, it was to a huge extent. Because Jeremiah to a large extent that could even determine the outcome. Because Jeremiah is telling you that they believe that the people voted overwhelmingly.
Listen to Saras. Go ahead.
Yeah, Jeremiah is telling you that they were cheated because the people should have voted overwhelmingly against Georgia. So if Georgia were capable to keep it neck to neck and push it into a second round, then that not to a certain extent, not to a larger extent. And it will even be worse than what you saw in the first round. Because this time around, there is no tail round. It's a one shot. So CDC, with all the resources and with what Jeremiah said, now what I was telling people, you cannot make logic of this election because if you are saying you were cheated in the first round, then walking into second round is only going to confirm your first round or view. So that's why I believe it will always play the CDC advantage because Jeremiah himself is sending mixed messages, and the result is telling us that to a larger extent, the CDC were able to keep it neck and neck when in fact it should have been a runaway for Joseph Boakai. So it changed the entire outcome. But anyway, it was a nice, I buy into some of your ideas. It was some nice observation. Makes sense.
So my brother, are you there? I'm about to leave you now to take another caller.
Let me make my final statement.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I still stick with my view that the cheating was not 100% because I can guarantee you CDC don't want to go to the second round. If CDC had their will to anything in the first round, they would enter in the first round. Then two, let deliberate error to go second round in from my observation because they also need money. And some of them were not really providing them with the financial support. So for them to get their money coming, they got to allow the system to go to be at least fair to an extent that it will reach second round, that everyone expected so they can also get more money. Because if the election will release first round, the money net really wanted, they really needed. They didn't get it. But for now, the government.
All right, my brother. Thank you. Okay. Hey, caller. I think this person just calling back, right?
Yes, I'm calling back.
Yeah, quickly.
Yeah, so, you know, this your guess. They may just fixated on if you know you were cheated, go to court. Is the UP the only party that has complained about irregularities in the process? ANC or CPP has a whole statement up. Why can't they take the lead? Or you waiting for somebody to take the lead so you can follow and benefit from the process? We all know there are always irregularities.
My brother, hold on. I think you're getting the whole thing twisted.
Yeah, he got it twisted, right?
Let me just help you, if you will allow me to.
No, go ahead, Segu.
Okay. If the CPP say they were cheated, and CPP is thinking about, or maybe CPP wants to go to court, but yet the other party
I'm going to round number 2.
that is going to round number 2 is also an opposition.
Yeah.
Who's supposed to actually, say, you know what, we don't agree with this process. In fact, we are now going to round number 2. Let's make sure first the process is free, fair. We don't have credibility. We don't have trust in the process. So let's make sure the process is credible. The process is free and transparent before we can move for the second round. So somebody who is cheated and been somehow isolated or eliminated from the entire process, versus the person who will have the chance to even win the election if the process is free and fair, because other people are not already there. Who's supposed to actually fight to make sure the process is transparent, free and fair?
So to give you a yes or no answer to satisfy the question, I would say the man who has the opportunity, right, of taking the lead, but that does not in any way disenfranchise the second party who feels cheated. So that is the point.
No, let me remind your caller.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, Segu, let me just finish my
thought. Okay, finish your thought. Then Brazilian want to add something. Go ahead.
Okay, so CPP has a whole statement up on this thing, right? UP has complained. Other parties, they've complained, especially the Abiton thing. Nobody really know what's happening. We know there are irregularities in the process. There will always be irregularities in the process, right? So the burden does not lie on a single person's head or a single party's head to take the lead, especially Mr. Cummings, who has a lot of political prospects in the process, right? Joe Boakai will be gone. In a few years, I may go sit and rest. Why everybody expect to come third? Right?
Nobody expect to come third. A lot of people expect him to come first or second. Only United Party people expect him to come third. I'm just being honest with you. That's a fact.
I agree.
Let me tell you something. In reality, the number that the CDC is getting, they don't have that number. I'm telling you the truth. The way Labrampo voted, the number CDC is getting, they don't deserve that number. Even the number Joseph Boakai is getting, that's not the number Joseph Boakai gets. Those numbers were somehow inflicted because they wanted CDC and United Party to go right now.
Yeah, I feel like that too.
Right? Okay, thank you.
This is why people come to SKTV.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm not going to lie. SK is not going to influence me.
No. I know you're not lying. They may saying that the people come here because we tell the truth. We tell the truth.
I feel like that. So in that case, especially for somebody who is amazing political capital, building political strength, and then you're treated like that, and then you sit back and wait for somebody who's second place and look at a stand-up bearer who in the next 7 years will not be in a political free. You expect that man to take the lead for you to revive your
Okay. I understand your point, but let me say this to you before I take the next call, my brother.
I want to respond to your caller too. I'll get
Okay, yeah. So you might have a point, but the thing here is that Joseph Boakai has more to lose as it stands right now, more than Commies. Because in this case, Commies has been eradicated from the process by cheating. But yet, Joseph Boakai benefited from the cheating by going to the second round. If Joseph Boakai wants to maintain some sanity, making sure that this process is free, fair, and transparent, that will benefit him, he has to make sure before we go to the second, now that we are in the second round, before we go to the second round, I want to make sure the process this time around is free, fair, and transparent. So I have to get to the bottom of whatever happened in the first round so that it won't affect me in the second round. So with Commies already spoke out. But Joseph Boakai and the Unity Party, they have a tendency of undermining every step that Commies has taken in the CPP and other opposition, as long as it's not in the interest of the Unity Party. They don't care.
They won't go along.
Every time
from history.
That's
the point I'm trying to make.
Every time every time see the CPP or ANC or Liberty Party, any other party in Liberia, every step they have taken, as long that those steps are not led by Unity Party, they undermine it. So why would Commies want to waste his time
to go to a court?
Go to court when the Unity Party has this tendency of undermining everything they do is dead. And let alone Unity Party is already in the second round. Nobody will even think that this is against them instead of against George Weah.
That's the point I'm trying to make to the caller. We're speaking from history because it happened in 2017. That's why I made a premise that from day one, this election is a repeat of 2017. The thing is, it's not incumbent upon a particular political leader to raise the flag. But in Liberia, our electoral laws are written where in the top two candidates are always giving preference over anybody. So it's the same thing that Cabinet General raised in 2017, that there should be a rerun, because if you cannot understand what happened in first round, you will not understand what happened in the second round. But for Unity Party, once they get to round number 2, everything else is irrelevant to them, except they become a victim. So why will a guy like Cummings want to go to a court to raise issue when the man who is number 2 on the ticket in a binary election is going to a round number 2? Why would Cummings waste his resources? I know Cummings, he's not done to waste his resources, and he will not do it either. Except Unity Party can get on board. Unity Party will never get on board, and Georgia will win there again. That's just where it is.
All right, let's take the next caller here. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from?
How you doing? You guys doing?
We're doing good. What is your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Joseph Tambai.
Joseph Tambai, calling from where?
I'm calling from Ohio.
Ohio, go ahead, Joseph.
Yeah. Do you actually believe that there was cheating in their election?
I think so. 100%.
Well, I will not want to disagree.
Okay, that's your right. Go ahead.
My reason is based on statements coming from the Unity Party.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to the NPR chairman.
Okay.
And he said clearly, all of the 7 counties in the Southeast, they never had representatives there. This means they were not even able to campaign there. And if you don't reach out to somebody, even if you have a valid reason or point, they will not understand it, they will not see it.
Okay.
For this reason, I listened to Gareth Dillon. Dillon said that they had up to 90% of their
the tally sheets. Mm-hmm.
So That is a contradiction.
That I think that was a lie. I think Dillon lied. He lied about that. That's why.
Well, we all know Dillon to be a liar, but at least the party, the leaders, should have come out to say no. But he said it, and that statement, there was a lot of mockery made of that statement. You saw people with plastic bag, blue plastic, with blue drums on their head and everything. That statement went across. So for NDR's chairman to come out and say that they did well, but they never have representative in those counties in the Southeast, and he's a seasoned lawyer. He said, because we never fire representatives in the Southeast, therefore we should not take any matter to court.
Who said that? Who's the chairman?
The chairman.
The guy, the former minister of the guy who was the minister. Yeah. I think he was the minister of telecommunication, right?
Yeah. Managing director of telecommunication. I think.
Yeah. I think he was the minister.
So, listening to him.
Minister, who's the telecommunication minister?
Reach out. All of the 15 counties and districts, almost all districts, just we have visited them.
All right. So what's your point in conclusion?
Yeah, that's the way I'm trying to get at.
That there was no cheating.
Okay.
It was just insinuation that there was cheating, so people, their supporters, can believe that they perform well.
So let me ask you a question, if you can. In Maryland, district number 2.
Yeah, well, CPP Kennedy.
CPP Kennedy got 8,105 votes.
Yeah, defeated us.
And defeated a sitting
Speaker from
Speaker of the House.
But Cummings didn't get vote.
And you think, and then Cummings got 1,242 votes in the entire county. Do you think that's realistic?
Well,
man, please answer my question. Do you think that is realistic?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
it is real.
It is realistic?
Yeah, okay, never forget it. Just forget
it. Okay, let me give you another one.
Musa Benete.
No, let me give you another one. Musa Benete got about 10,000 plus votes, right? Or 12,000? I think about 10,000 votes or 9,000 votes. And then Cummings got less than 1,000 votes in that district.
Yeah.
You think that's realistic?
And Musa Benete is the face of the CPP, chairman.
That's why I'm saying.
No. I just want you to answer me, then you can qualify later on. That's realistic to you?
I'm saying yes.
Okay. So now, let's go to Monserrato.
Yeah.
No, my man.
No, I will give you instances.
Give me a chance. I will give you. You on the line? You here? We're having conversation now, and people are listening. And let me tell you something. By tomorrow, this time tomorrow, you're gonna have more than 10,000 people finish listening to this thing. So just take your time and listen. So I'm asking you now. In Monserrato County, Sir Joseph, Senator Kennedy got more than 300,000 votes in Monserrato. A woman pay. Of all people.
Woman pay is more popular than
50,000 votes in Monserrato.
Monserrato County, yeah.
And then Victoria Kokwe, CPP Kennedy, get 50,000 plus votes in Monserrato.
But
Cummings got 29,000 votes in the entire country. Is that realistic to you?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, man, no argue with this, brother.
I want you to make a final point.
Ain't worth it.
Clarify the 3 questions.
That's what I'm saying. Make your final point, and then we can, take the next call.
Fine. The issue with Maryland, CPP had a candidate who campaigned for himself. He started reaching out to the people years before the election. And the people in the county knew him in that district. He started campaigning years before the election.
Yeah, he was popular. He was popular more than commies in Maryland.
Yeah, in Maryland of all places.
Okay.
But you know, Kumi has a stigma.
Okay.
Oh, Kumi got a stigma.
I mean,
why is that stigma? Ask him for that stigma that Kumi had.
I want you to conclude so we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you know, Kumi has a stigma.
And why is it stigma?
Forget about Maryland now. Go to different country now. You already finished answer for Maryland.
After Maryland, you talk about
Musa Belete.
District 7.
Yeah, Nima County.
Nima County.
which county? Maserado?
Nima County. Musa Belete.
Musa Belete, fine. Musa Belete reached in his district, he reached out to people there.
Yeah, Kumi did not.
Kumi did not. No, Kumi got a stigma already. For Kumi, it's a stigma thing.
The media has breached, and he built that bridge for the people.
Okay.
The people saw it, and he worked. That district also is a travel district.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go to Monserrado. We don't have lots of time. Let's go to Monserrado.
Now, CPP candidate got more voting in Monserrado than what Cummings get throughout the entire country.
Entire country.
Even that district,
My man, I'll go to Monserrado. We agree with you
Yeah,
now.
okay, yeah.
Monserrado, if you put Joseph Boakai
Mm-hmm.
on the senatorial ticket, and you put Sir Joseph on the senatorial ticket,
Mm-hmm.
Sir Joseph going to beat him.
Okay.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yeah. I'm
I
done.
rest my case now.
That's my kid, my brother. Thank you so much.
I can't wrap my head around.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. Thank you.
I never voted for CDC.
Yeah, my man, we appreciate your time, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got a long way to go in our country.
And this man live in Ohio.
Yeah, this man is in the West.
This man live in the United States.
Yeah. Yeah. It means that I wanted to know the kind of a stigma he was talking about. That Kumi has a stigma. That stigma I really wanted to hear.
Okay. Mr. Man, you can call by. I forgot your name. I'm sorry. You can call by and tell us about the stigma you say.
Yeah,
Mr.
that stigma.
But Brazilian monk, let me tell you the truth. That country, we have a very long way to go.
Yep.
We have a long way to go. You know, when people have a mindset, when their minds are somehow sealed and they are not open to any form of reasoning,
Yeah.
and they are not willing to even listen,
Yeah.
or make sense of anything,
Mm-hmm.
this is what you get. Hello, caller. What is your name and where are you calling from? Hello? Why everybody calling the same number, man? Somebody, you got to be calling. When you call the other number, it's not going through. Call the other one. Everybody calling the same number. That's why a lot of people calling your call not coming through. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Okay.
Hello?
Australia. Hello.
Yeah, you got to put some energy in your voice, my brother. You're very low.
Okay. I hope you're getting me now, right?
Yes, much better.
You getting me now?
Yes, much better. You say you're calling from Australia?
Yes.
What's your name?
Yes, I'm Seidu.
Seidu.
So, Segu, let me tell you something. Let me not joking. Let me not finish losing the election.
Who made it?
That judge, we have to go. All the got United Party, they've left phone. All the things they were doing it on Facebook. They feel that Facebook can make people win election, Liberia election, that Facebook can make you win. When they sit down there, they'll be causing Kumi's mal, they cause Kumi's pa. You know what? Cause for the CPP. That's the mistake they made. The first mistake they made, that's CPP what they cause. You not get money. You people not get money, Kumis get money. Why you can run around Kumis? They be causing mal cause of this, they finish spoiling the CPP now. They say they're expecting Kumis to join them. They joking, they're paying for. You see how John we play one and second round. They may only win the fourth round. Second round again there for John again. And that disgrace for that paper.
All right, thank you.
When they sit down, Spoon TV, go there, Spoon this, they get a talent sheet. Okay, they start dancing. Oh, pressure. You get talent sheet. What a talent sheet they get?
What a talent sheet they get? And if they get a talent sheet, they get talent sheet. Yeah, we get the result. The result finished. They finished. Yeah, no high tell around there. They similar people.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay now.
Second round, waiting for the second round. Les people that want to receive second round, next time when they see close here, they would never come right.
He said,
nobody there now. It's face to face. It's like if remember they play championship final.
He said the poor boss. He said the poor boss. He said the poor boss the CBB.
Yeah. People destroy the CBB. The only thing that would take Georgia out, they took it out.
Yeah, wait, the way he said it, the boss the CBB. All right, thank you, my brother. Thank you so much. Calling from all the way Australia. So the people boss the CBB. Shut up, football. Shut up, Bellu. Shut up, the boss the Bellu. Hey, caller, what is your name and where you calling from? 215 number. Your name is? Yes.
The guy in studio is giving is very, very accurate.
Okay.
I think it's making a lot of sense because, let's be real. Even the United Party, even the CDC, if you look at the whole thing that went on, how sure are you the United Party will win the election the first time if they said they were cheating?
Yeah.
Even Congo would be in the lead, or even Cummings or anybody.
Yeah.
My disappointment in the whole United Party is they should avoid everything. The moment the Appleton name started coming up,
yeah,
they should pour a heart to the whole thing. As if something's wrong.
Yeah.
Something's not right. They're supposed to take the step. And let rectify things before we even go to the second round. But like the guy said, so long as they're benefiting from it, they don't really care.
No, they don't care. That's it.
That's the risky thing. That's the thing about it. Even if you have to stay and you have to go for another 6-7 more or a year, I think you're supposed to stick with the identical process and find out what went wrong before we do anything. Because the thing is, you say opposition, right? You talk about the opposition. You got other parties too that you met. The Congolo, the Modoba. Look at Modoba. Modoba didn't get no vote from Lopa like that.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
I'm telling you, folks in the community in Liberia that actually went to go vote for United Party, they took 200 people and it came out 0.
Yes.
200, I'm talking for United Party. And I know people that voted for CDC and they got 2. They came out nothing. So something went wrong. Everybody's supposed to cry out loud and say we're putting stop. We're not going further until we find out what is going on.
Yes.
But they don't want to do it because it's benefiting. And that's when they're going to lose the election. Because guess what? It's impossible. Okay, let's look at this. Nobody from the CDC or even from the United Party can actually sit with Mr. Cummings to talk to him. If we looking at things right now, because look at how many percentage does he have? If you want to talk to anybody right now, you just talk to Agua or Abiton.
Yeah.
Where is Abiton? Does he have an office? Does he have who are you going to talk to? How are you going to talk to the guy to talk to his folks?
Very good question.
Yeah.
So you gotta look at things and say, no, something's not right yet.
Something is not right.
Running around. If all the running around, even Congo got constituted, even the Appleton guy, nobody know who this guy. Even the United Party shocked about the Appleton guy. Some of the United Party saying, well, how are they not winning and Congress not winning? They're confused. The whole election is confused. Even CDC. Yeah. CDC could have won the election in the first round. Who knows? So the election is rigged. They shouldn't be talking about first, second round. They should be talking about a recount or let's validate something. Let's see what's happening. People will go follow. So the gentleman is giving a very accurate point. Mm-hmm. So if anybody in the United Party says they cheated them, you shouldn't be going for second round. You should be going to the court. Even if you have to have an interim president that should go through it.
You will go through that. That's the best thing you can do.
You want to do it.
Yeah, because they feel so because maybe they feel entitled. They feel like this is the only chance for Joseph Boakai, so they don't want to. Maybe they don't even believe their number, because if United Party actually believe in their number,
they will have declared themselves.
They will have said, you know what, we disagree. Let's go for rerun, or let's go for recount, something. Yeah, because they said no, this is not our number, because we believe we have the number to win this thing here. We feel cheated.
If you really look at things technically and looking at the numbers that are coming out of comments, there's possibility CDC taking some of comments number and United Party took some of comments.
Of course, that's what happened.
Maybe Abington took the number, or so even I don't want us to leave any party out of the whole thing. If people feel that they were cheated, the two big parties should be voicing it out. So if there's not, because the thing that's happening, nobody in our country can tell me that all the running around the work that comes there, he will come to the last.
No, it's not possible.
It's not possible.
Yeah.
And United Party herself believed that.
Yeah, it's already cool. And they got zero in the place. And guess what? One already surprised me is this. When the poll opens, if you got 8 or 10 poll watchers, these are the first people that vote, right?
Yes. In some places, he even get poll washer. It got less than the poll washer numbers.
People that vote, the first people vote there. The first people that are supposed to vote will be the poll washer. After the poll washer, other people come in and vote. Well, there were some places that were coming up zero.
So even their own poll washer never voted for them.
Oh, let me tell you what happened. I called somewhere in Monserrato during the morning of the election, and they told me that the poll washer is supposed to vote, but then they told them the area they are poll washing, they're not the place they're supposed to vote. I'm telling you, I swear to God. So they made those people, they put and said, but then we will have to vote. They were angry. They were they were angry. They said, but we want to vote. You know what they told them?
Don't go for it, come back.
To go for it and come back. I swear to God. I was like, are you serious?
Yeah.
And in fact, the lady that was talking to, the lady went there to took food for them.
Yeah.
She took food for the people then to make sure that they will not get up to go do anything. When she got there, the boy said, but we're going to vote. She said, where? So the boy said, we're not voting here. He said, who said? So the election supervisor there, the supervisor didn't say we shouldn't do that.
The only sickening thing about the whole thing is, after 6 years, after all the time you bash the administration that this is going on, that is going on, you put all your effort, your time, your energy, and everything, and even to the administration, after everything, for once, the process should be at least the process, because you got too many international observers, all right? There should be something that should be fixed.
My brother, you know what happened? Let me tell you. Yeah, you are right. But let me tell you something that happened, and a lot of people didn't pay attention to it. The minute all those irregularities were, seeing signal, when we start seeing them, there were the people supposed to put caution mark to the whole thing. There were they supposed to alarm. There were people supposed to start protesting that things are not right. Even the very first day when they were making those announcements,
you're talking about the citizen themselves, right?
The citizens themselves, they said, no, this is not where we voted. This is not true. And with those noise everywhere, in every part of the country, in all the cities and towns in the country, make the country so noisy. Peacefully. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't throw your stool, you're not doing anything. Just get up and just walk on the street and say, no, we disagree, with a placard. But an international community is in town. United Nations observers, ECOWAS, AU, Maneuver, everybody, present, right? You call that civil, disturbance, making sure that there's no functioning, thing going on. Everybody disturbed. Police are clashing with people here and there. Let me tell you, that would have created a caution mark on the entire election process.
Yeah.
To say, well, people are opposition are protesting. They are saying this, they are saying that. There's a lot of people will have had the time to dig deeper in these allegations. Imagine they arrested people in Cape Town for trying to change the vote. But then nobody takes anything. So the opposition thing in Liberia is so kind of discouraging to the extent that it's like, people just there for the sake of being there, calling themselves opposition, but they're afraid. And most of them, let me tell you, one of the problems that happen in these elections. When they make those people in the representative or the representative and senator, when they make them to win, announcing the close country or giving those results, they play more. They play more with the numbers from the presidency, and they didn't do much with the number from the senator and representative. That's why CDC got flogged in those areas, because they didn't do much with those numbers. Their concern was the presidency, making sure that Joe retains his position, right? So, because those people who are benefiting from winning the senatorial position, and they don't want to hear anything about recount, they don't want to hear anything about real wrong.
There's a place, I don't know which village or that, but somewhere in, I think, Lofa. The people voted for Abington. And the guy came there and was telling them that, but why don't vote for us, don't vote for Abington? You know, it was it. Who don't call Abington?
So now, those that were elected now?
So you didn't put up for Abington, don't know who to vote for.
Who know who Abington is.
Look. Actually, to be honest with you, I'm hearing that a lot of folks are living abroad, and so they say the opinion with Liberia, we're not talking about the family because they're from school. But when you look at things for you, these people are voting.
Yeah.
So it's confused, like, but we did the right thing.
Yes. You can tell. You can blame it.
And that's what I've said, my brother, over and over, that people should not blame their family. You should not blame the people.
You can blame it.
They didn't do anything wrong because their vote was not counted the way they should have been counted.
Like you said, it's up to the common citizen to feel cheated and raise their voice peacefully.
Yeah.
It's up to them. This is when the civil servant, everybody, all the civil community and all the things that they're jumping around. This is what it's always saying. Nobody would not go to the second round. I think something's wrong. That's why I keep telling people, the way people campaign in Liberia, the way the communist campaign, the Gonglo, the Monuba, the way they went around, it's impossible for the numbers that they got.
No, it's impossible. But the thing is, had they actually counted the real number, the actual number, the way we are seeing now will not be possible, because nobody could have making it to have 40%. Everybody will be just around 30, 28 and whatever. At the end of the day, and then those other parties will have been needed to form alliance, to go to the second round. But they try to make it like this is about George Weah and Boakai. Yeah.
This is the funny thing, and I just keep laughing. I can't get away, right? Okay, you're to the second round now. You need a different parties to talk to, right? Abington and Akko are the people you need to talk to right now. Or
they call in comments.
Yeah. Where's Abington? Legislative party, if you see this, let everybody go talk to Abington.
Yeah, I'm hearing them say, we're going to talk to comments. How are you going to call the comment? You get no vote.
Comment will not get 1 point. I mean, 1 percentage point.
You don't have to talk to him. So the person you need to talk to now is Akko and comments. So you need to follow Abington and say, they're using the analogy that everybody's using, that you will convince your voters to vote for you, right? Do you believe that you're probably going to talk to Abington, thinking Abington will convince all the numbers you got?
Abington don't even know the vote. Abington not even sure of getting those votes. But anyway, my brother, thank you so much.
Thank you, man.
All right. Brazilian Monk.
Yes, I'm here. Yeah. I think this last caller was the best caller for the night.
I know, right?
He
So in the final analysis, I mean, so you still believe that? Oh man, people don't want us to go.
No, 1 more 3 hours now. We gotta go. I mean,
Yeah.
we have to.
Yeah. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, Sekou. This is Yata. I was calling to say my piece in this whole election saga.
Go ahead.
Okay. So I know I've been hearing you, I've been listening to you talking about the general public of the people in Liberia coming out to protest.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the Liberians should not come out to protest. I think what they should do is protest at the ballot box. Because coming out to protest will
how protest at the ballot box? How do we do that?
For the be counted.
All right, that's it. I'm coming to it.
Because we don't even know whether they protested at the ballot box the first time when they voted on content.
Yeah, but this is it. This is how I want you to tell you how.
Okay, how?
Just listen for me. I'm begging you. Just listen. I'm begging you.
For sure. Go ahead. Go ahead.
They can protest at the ballot box. How do we do it?
Mm-hmm.
First thing for me to tell you, the government and Joseph Boakai connived, in my opinion, to eliminate all the best people we had in this election, to force the Liberians to select the lesser of two evils. But I'm telling you, Liberians don't have to settle for the lesser of two evils. They don't have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
This runoff elections, Liberians can go to the poll.
Mm-hmm.
All those voters that were disenfranchised and these political parties that had these voters need to call their voters and tell their voters to not sit home and not participate in the runoff election. They should participate in the election, but here is what they're going to do when they get to the ballot box. They're going to, if Congo voter go to the ballot box, write Congo name on that ballot and put it in, create a huge number of invalid votes that will create awareness that they were disenfranchised.
That's a smart move. I never saw it that way. That's a very, very smart move. Read your candidate on the ballot. Let it be invalid, but go and vote.
Well, but when you say that right now, when you say that right now, you made that public, they will start everybody from getting the impact with you.
You know what? This is called shepherd disobedience.
Yeah, we can tell that one secretly, but when you tell that one in public, they will make everybody, they will charge you, make sure they check your pocket, you don't have impact to go right on it.
Okay,
even your cell phone, they will take it from you.
I'm using you to say you post a directed talk to these leaders, tell them to educate their voters to go and write their names on those ballots. Don't write it on Joseph Boakai's face. Don't write it on create a space and write the name.
And write their name.
My vote is for Tiawan Gongo. My vote is for Alexander Cummings. My vote is for Moniba. When they finish doing it, if they create a huge number of invalid votes, it will create a concern. And the international community will be bound. If, let's say, 1 million people voted in the election, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the invalid vote is 500,000.
Yes.
Cause for concern.
But my sister, let me tell you this. I'm not taking you out, but let me tell you this. You know the answer for that? That invalid vote can only be reflected when the vote is counted. It will not, nothing will count invalid vote. They will not count that. The result will count the same way. The same way their vote will not count in the first place. Let me tell you something.
They have to tell us how many. They have to give us an exact number of people that
invalid vote. Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't care about that. Right now. Let me tell you something. I understand, but they're going to bypass it. There's no way to go around. The way to go around that. You know what they're going to do? Right now, they didn't tell you. Nobody knows how we got 117,000 invalid votes.
Yes.
Nobody's asking for that. So nobody asking. Nobody even cares. So
right now, that's when the Liberian people should come out and say we want all the vote. We want the invalid vote counted. We want to look into the.
Yeah, but they're not doing. They're not doing that. That's the problem. So I'm telling you what they will do. Let me tell you what they will do here. Just that I believe they did this time around. The way people voted, invalid vote, valid vote, this or that, they directly apportion numbers to people at their liking, the way they wanted it to be, especially the presidential ballot. They never counted the people vote the way they voted. So you have no way of knowing which one is valid, which one is not valid. They remove everything. These numbers were already created before the election day. That's what you're seeing it the way it came out, especially for president. All the other one then they counted, That's why CDC lost most of the area, because they didn't care about the damn ballot that much. Their concern was about the presidency. And that was the focus. That's why they want. So even if you do that one right now, they will still come with some, crazy numbers, and you will not even know which number is invalid, which one number is not invalid, because they're going to prepare the number before it even happen. The whole process is not trusted. The only way you can get this thing straightened up is through protests, where the international community can see you.
These people are bent on staying in power, putting the Liberian people outside for them to spray them with hot water.
But then they're gonna remain there for 6 years, and then they will come back again and do it again after 6 years.
Nothing they're trying this. This should be tried, and if this doesn't work, then the Liberian people can sacrifice and come out.
All right.
If this doesn't work, then they can come out.
All right. That makes sense. Thank you.
Yep.
Then they can come out.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense to me, but I just believe
a lot of sense.
I just believe that they will not do it. They will not do it. You still got the same result.
Here's the thing. What I just explained to you will tell the international community that these votes were disenfranchised in the first election. That's what it's going to show, that these voters were disenfranchised and were not satisfied.
Okay. What if they don't show it?
Canada is not even on the vote.
What if they don't show it? What if they don't show it?
You can demand that they show it. The citizens can come out and demand that this thing be shown.
Okay. We'll see.
The citizens can come out and demand that it be shown.
But if the citizens can come up with the first time, what do you think they will come up with the second time? Nothing will happen. Liberian citizens are afraid, nothing will happen. They guy will cheat away and then nothing will happen.
I think they should try it. I still think they should try it.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
Any situation you want to always use the less severe circumstances.
Yeah.
And continue to work your way to the most severe.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, they're not coming out the first time. They were trying to keep their forces, or how you will call it. They're using less So then they went to the ballot box to protest at the ballot box. They didn't get redress. That's when they come out now and say, you know what, hell with everything. This is what we want. And they will create awareness. The international community, people will come out. I'm telling you. This makes a lot of sense to me, but I don't just know whether even Liberian people will be willing to do that, but it makes a lot of sense. But that's what I'm saying. I'm reaching out to you so you can reach out to those leaders that were just enfranchised. Let them educate their voters to go to not sit home and not participate in a runoff. These people put us in a situation so we can select the lesser of two evils. My belief is that we don't have to settle for the lesser of two evils. That we have suffered too long. We don't have to settle for the lesser of two evils. We can protest at the ballot box. This runoff election, the candidates whose names are not on there, the citizens, the people who are disenfranchised can protest on our ballot by writing their names on our ballot.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
If they write their name on that ballot, that ballot becomes invalid. If they create a huge number of invalid votes, it will call for concern and awareness. People will want to know why.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much. It's a very good idea. Yeah. For sure. Thank you. Anytime. Let's go to the line here. I think this person called before. You call in again. Hold on 1 second. Let me take the first time callers first. 973 number, last 4 digits, 6494. Quickly.
I don't know. I know you keep saying this thing over your protest. These people
Huh?
will waste me our time. They're not going to move. They're not going to do it. Okay? They're not going to move. And the sad thing about it is, we, some who live in America or who live in the Western world, That's how democracy works. And our vote, our voice. If your voice is not being heard the proper way, you step up in the street and let the people see you. No, it gotta be violent. Then second, up to the whole election, I wasn't upset who supported coming. The whole thing was staged. You understand? Like you said, it's elected process that went on, and not election. The whole thing was staged, and therefore the round 2 will be staged. So we are already got a number reserved. After they do their running up, so we will break a number and go for a 12 years. Because it's like it's supposed to be a norm in the Liberian on politics or in the Liberian wherever way. Or I'm not sure 12 years if I'm doing good or not. And that's something they've been trending with. And they will continue. But our election, our presidential term is 4 years. I remember the reason why they get a 6 years because of the war. They say, oh, it's 4 years too short to bring the country off to go. Now everything finished, they changed the constitution. To me, the next person will get there, they should put it back to 4 years. Everything they changing, and this most country we keep trying, and bunch of gangsters just get hold of the country and think it's okay. Now they want to ready to conquer a country. Right now, who's there now? Yeah, I'm right there now. All these people over how many years now? The war went on. And now that is so-called son of the sword that they're in power, right? And the country is still going down the drain. So don't worry about the protest. It's not going to work. They're not going to get up. They're not going to do it comfortable.
Thank you.
We pick up the slide.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. So let's go to the line here. 202 number last 4 digit 2214. What is your name and where are you calling from?
I think you need to save my number on your phone.
I know it's you, but I don't want you to call your name. It's breakable power. I know, but I can't do that. I always clear. I don't like to call people name like that. I want you to call your name to the people.
Okay.
Go ahead. I already call your name now. Go ahead.
They say you do, or we are trying to go register. Let's say the election, I say, all the registration, I say, why am I doing that? I listen to them, go on the line and my vote. If 10 person vote in that place and 6 person vote, 4 person not vote against, 4 person vote in favor, and 4 person go against. Whether you not vote, you not go, I don't 6 person vote, they will win. So if you keep making the scene, will not help. When you decide to vote, go vote. When you not vote, don't go there. Because if you go there, the number is gone. So if you think you want to do it like, you think what's else, I'm not going to say that. If you take go protest. All right, protest. Let me 10 person go protest. 11 person will not protest. The election ends. So, I listen to people who don't like the party. So the election commission cheated. You got in a national community in a country where the election went through peacefully. And so the whole country was peaceful election. It's about cheating. So we just do that cheating again.
A peaceful election doesn't mean an election cannot be rigged, my brother.
Election can be peaceful. Election can be peaceful without being transparent and free.
Yeah, it can be peaceful and not be transparent.
The peaceful nature of the election depends on the population. If the people in Liberia, they are tired
of violence and things. Yeah,
that's why the process.
Yeah, it's a process different from the way you conduct the election.
It doesn't mean the outcome is credible.
Yeah.
Because people voted peacefully, but their vote
was still rigged, so it doesn't mean anything. And you know, Sekou, people always take the international community, people are just observers, it's nothing, they just observe. They're not the one that telling you your shit and doing all those stuff. They just monitor. That's it.
People monitor the election all true. They talk about cheating.
Yeah, the people monitor election. What did they? I mean, you think they participated in making sure everything is good? No, they were not there for that. They were not there. That's why we said, Liberian themselves, if they were going to create some alarm, creating some noise somewhere, some area, if they feel cheated, then the international community will come in and say, well, what's going on here? That would call, they don't want to call a call for action. You have to do something has to happen. If nothing happens, then the people just sit there and say the process is free.
And Sekou, those people, they pick few polling stations that they monitor, not even the whole country. They just go to small or random places. They just go maybe 10, 15 places just to see what's going on to get an idea. They don't go all over the country to go monitor every polling station.
Power.
Good job.
Yeah, I want you to conclude now. I have another caller. We got to go now. We're already hitting 3 hours.
you're not even gonna say nothing. You will just say campaign. But now because you never in a position, then you want to join you.
All right, my man. Thank you.
They can protest because they're already in a suitable position they can win.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Steve, hold the line small. Let me just take this caller off, and then we'll go to call Steve, and then we'll call it at night.
Yeah, we'll call it at night.
Caller, is it like this? Is a caller that was on earlier?
Hello?
Yeah, are you the one that called earlier from Ohio?
Yeah.
All right, what say you? We're about to leave now. 1 minute.
Yeah, I just want to ask you a quick question, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you were a senatorial candidate that won the election, or representative candidate that won the election, and your political party asked you, let's please go and rally your supporters to come and protest for a rerun. Will you do it?
But no, that's what we said. I said the reason why some of the people they are reluctant to do that because they feel they take their own winning important more than anything else. They care less about what happened to the country.
Yeah, all right. So we also talk about the invalid vote, the number of registered voters.
My man, you said just one question. I gotta go.
Yeah, we'll do it another time, my brother.
Yeah, Steve.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, hold the line, my brother. The person on the other line here, hold the line. Let me talk to Steve for a second. Steve, what's up, man? We're about to leave now. You been following?
Yeah, I've been following you, Sarah. Unfortunately, you know what's up, so I can't disclose anything with you what's up.
I know what's up.
The only thing I want to say is it's very interesting how people want to ask people to support them, but the audacity to act in a disrespectful, bullying, an entitled way. I see them writing on Facebook on the Unity Party. If you love the country, you support yourself, Boakai, you do this, you do that. But let me say this though. If you think the Unity Party has changed, you better go rethink. The Unity Party has not changed. The CDC has not changed. So at the end of the day, the Liberian people got a long way to go, but we'll be here. And if it's something, I will definitely join a conversation via the internet very soon from once I settle in here. Thank you.
All right, I'm not sure if we're going to be here not much longer because we're already in for 3 hours. But yeah, but if we stay here, then you can join. I'll send the link to you earlier when I came on. All right. So this person could be the last caller. 51585 last 4 digit 8627.
Yeah, hello, Sekou. My name is Augustus Mongu. From Dallas. The reason for my call actually is I have been listening to you since the election is over, and I've been noticing that you have been raising some conspiracy theory that assuming that because Mr. Alexander Cummings did not do well in the election, that means the election was rigged. One of my big question I have for you is if you actually understood, if you know the process of the entire election, on election day, what happens before people start voting, whether poll watchers are there to inspect the box to make sure that the box have anything in it. What happened at the end of voting, whether how to go about the process of tallying the sheet. When the tally sheet gets to the war room, how to put it on the projector for everyone in the tally center area to be able to view what is on that particular tally sheet to send it to the election center. I don't know if you are aware of all those processes, and each of these processes have representative of each political party at that location. So if there is a representative at that location for, let's assume ANC, And especially with the example that you said where Mr. Cummings and his 10 security guards, family member went to go vote. Did Mr. Cummings hire a poll washer there? How was it possible for them to change he and his family member then vote at a location where he has a poll washer to manipulate it to give it to a different candidate or to maybe Unity Party or CDC? How is that possible? I really want to understand how this particular cheating happened with the fact that everybody was watching this whole election with eagle eye. Most recently, I listened to Darius DeLong talk show. According to him, he does not think there was any cheating happening in this election because he even explained how there was pool watcher everywhere, watching vigilantly the entire process, and every political party representative was fully welcome to observe the entire process. So I really want to understand how this cheating happened and where was Mr. Cummings, poll washer, and where was the representative during each stage of the process.
All right. I don't know if this is still a question or you're still explaining, but I'm waiting patiently for you to learn. When you learn, then when you learn, I will talk. You done?
Yes, sir. Yes, I'm done. Yes.
Okay. First of all, we do not run any conspiracy theory here. And yes, to answer your question, I understand and I know all those processes that you just mentioned. But my question to you, you said DeLong told you that the process was free and fair and transparent. So do you believe anything DeLong says?
Yeah.
In this particular election? Should we believe everything he says?
No, I personally, I really don't. I'm not really a supporter of DeLong.
No. I'm not talking about support. I'm talking about support. Process. Do you believe whatever DeLong say about this process?
Process, yeah.
If I do believe whatever he say about this process,
yes.
Of course, I know DeLong has a huge stake in this election.
Okay. Yes. So, all right. Thank you. Thank
you. Malcolm and DeLong, who holds the biggest stake in this election?
Thank you so much. First of all, you said you believe DeLong. Jeremiah Kuhn, who has a more take than DeLong, says they were cheating in the process. Rigged,
yeah.
The election was rigged. And secondly, if you believe everything, if you believe DeLong, whatever DeLong says in this process, DeLong said, based on 90% of the tally sheet they have, he believe they have won this election. Anything short of that will be unacceptable. And that is not the case in this now. So where do you stand when it comes to DeLong's statement now?
Of course, during that process, we all understood that DeLong, they were just playing propaganda.
Okay.
Oh, now you propaganda. Okay, we get your point.
No. Thank you. The fact that you believe in one thing DeLong said, the other one is propaganda.
Then
don't need. You have not answered my question yet.
No, I answered your question. I told you yes.
Yeah.
My man, I want you.
Didn't they participate at every stage of the election?
I want you to make your final comment so I can take.
Yeah, so we can go. Yeah.
You can close now.
Okay. All right. Let me make my final comment. Based on my expectation, my expectation is that especially with the amount of financial investment that Mr. Comey put into this entire election, I'm assuming that Mr. Comey will have taken the process very seriously to make sure he has full washer to make sure he is not cheated in the entire process, especially at that particular location where he and his crew voted. If he had a push washer at the location where he voted and that vote was not counted, the pool washer was going to catch it, especially a loyal pool washer. If that didn't happen, then I mean the owner.
Let me ask you a question for the sake of argument. When Nick was reading the results, when they say 100, they will say 80 polling center out of 150. It means that we have 70 polling center left. Were they telling you a particular police center that they were reporting?
No, just the numbers.
No, they were not giving what police center. But
So how will you know which one? How will you know which one they're reporting?
How will I know?
Yeah. How will you know the police center that are incorporated in that area police center they are announcing? How will you know a particular polling place number or room number? They don't even mention precincts. They don't mention room number. They only generally announce the number of 80 polling centers out of 150. How will you know which particular precincts and the polling room number they're talking about before you can tell that yes, indeed, this is one we have from our reporter, this one we have from our pool washer? How will you detect? How will you detect that, okay, they are speaking from this particular polling center? How will you know that?
On that website, for example, if I'm talking about Mosorado, they will show how you call it, the district where those polling number is coming from.
No. Stop lying. Stop lying. Stop lying. Hey, my man, stop lying. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Let me tell you right now. We do research every day. We visit our website every day. They only have the district number. They say they contact, for example, Maryland, you have district 1, district 2,
that's all.
3. Those district numbers does not represent precincts, nor does it represent voting room.
Yeah.
There's no way of knowing which one they are counting. Stop lying. We know what we're talking about here.
Yep.
So, Mr. Sekou,
yes, sir.
Question to you is that how did Prince know that his vote was messed? Was that accurate? Wasn't it based on his tally sheet? Don't Mr. Comey has a tally sheet from the particular polling place where he voted, where he only got 3 votes from? Don't he poll watcher have a tally sheet from that location?
Anyway,
don't forget, Prince came from a district. In a district, the way they give the tally sheet, the top 2 candidates, and he was one of the top candidates. So it's easier for him to track a tally sheet as compared to Mr. Cummings, who they claim that got less than 1% of the vote. So it means even his poll watcher never had access to tally sheet. That's the difference. And you got to do it nationwide.
He doesn't understand that part. But thank you,
don't understand that part.
Thank you for your time. Yeah.
How you take picture when you get tally sheet? Where you take picture of what? I mean, tomorrow, man. Another day we'll do this.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, brother. We'll see
you tomorrow. Always. Thank you, my brother.
Yeah. Thank you, folks. Thank you, everybody. We really appreciate your time. Yeah, I was trying to hold back a little bit before Steve can come in, but I know it's late now. He is, on a different level right now. So, yeah, folks, but I mean, it was nice having all of you here. We appreciate your time, and we'll be here tomorrow again. Probably we'll do a show on our regular time in the morning. If not, we'll come out in the night, just as we just did. Yeah, but I mean, we really, really, really appreciate it. And be blessed and have a wonderful, wonderful night.
Hey. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Oh. It was gonna be. Oh. D12 on the beat.